All right. So we don't usually do intros. We just jump right into it.
Let's do it.
So I'm glad you're here today.
Thanks for having me.
Like we were talking about right before, we started rolling. Are we rolling? Okay. Just got to check sometimes. I just want to talk about what you do and how it can help the restaurant industry, because this is how this whole thing started, was to help people doing the same thing that I'm doing.
Yeah.
And at the end of this, I usually just give them the content so they can use however they want with
absolutely.
it. And I'm sure you're familiar with like the 7-11-4 rule, where it's like 7 hours of content, 11 interactions, 4 locations within 90 days, which is how you get a sale, right? So, but I think of it in terms of how do you get to know somebody in order to trust them enough to buy from them.
Yeah.
And your content lately has been, it's been all about that, maybe not exactly 7-11-4, but how do you get in front of the right people? What do you need to do? So I guess tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got started and what drives you to help people like this.
Yeah, I mean, well, the story goes back. It sounds like so far. It feels like forever, right? When you're an entrepreneur, you feel like you've been doing this forever, but it's really, I'm about to be in this for 5 years, but
that's a long time.
It is. And so everybody said, if you can get past that 3-year mark, you're solid in business. And I was like, cool. Okay. I was in oil and gas before, and I figured, hell, if I can market oil and gas, like I can market anything, and literally right before I left oil and gas, I went to social media marketing world in California, and I had no idea, like, oil and gas doesn't believe in really marketing. They don't really need it. They do need it, but in different ways. But I went to social media marketing world. I never thought that they would say like, you could go. I do think that this was God's way of like really pushing me, because I knew I had other things he wanted me to do. And I just kept getting turned down by other job opportunities. And so I went to California. Now, mind you, it was a week before COVID.
Oh, God.
Literally went there, and I came home. I was newly pregnant. I had a 9-month-old at home. And I told my husband, I was like, what my next venture is? Like, there's a thing for social media managers. And I basically took what I learned there and I implemented it in for oil and gas, and it worked on LinkedIn. So like, I'm on to something here. So then I did it for a local restaurant. So my very first client was a local restaurant in Thibodaux, Louisiana. They gave me my very first shot. I reached out to them directly on Instagram, which if you are listening to this and you run a social media management agency, do not do that, because you're going to probably get their social media manager. But I didn't. I ended up getting the owner. And she gave me a shot. I was working at corporate, and I was doing it solely to redo our kitchen. And I saw the need because my name started getting out there. I didn't even have an Instagram yet because I didn't want to get in trouble. And so then that was February of 21. And then by May of 21, I was able to leave corporate because I was helping enough people to start my own business. And I was like, you know what? We're going to take a risk and we're going to do this. And so, but over the years, like when I first started, and I said this the other day on social media, I was like, when I first started, actually it wasn't on social media. It's not out yet. It's actually one of the pieces of content I'm about to produce. But I was in the car and they said, what is the one mistake that you made when you started? And I was like, this is the one mistake that I made is I followed all the gurus telling me what I should be doing. And my business was thriving. It was multiple 6 figures when I started. I was getting the clients. I was getting seen, but my vanity metric mindset was I'm not getting any followers. I'm not getting any engagement, whatever, but I'm sitting there dancing and pointing. So like, what really is setting me apart? Nothing, right? And when I moved to Covington, we sat at a table with a bunch of creatives. Like somebody had a videography company, a title company, and everything. We sat at the table and we literally just set our phones up, selfie mode, and we were just having conversation, creating content. Well, somebody said something silly like, well, what's your ROI on like organic social media? And I like snapped. And I recorded and I was like, you know what? This is so different, but it's so like Shelby, because I'm like, I'm just going to shoot the shit straight. And when I posted it, they were like, this is the content we like. And that is when it really opened my eyes that when you start creating content, it has to be based on who you are and like your authority in that industry that you're in. And that's how people are going to gravitate to you, and that's how they're going to like you. And so especially like in the world right now, we get, even from some of our clients or our new clients, they'll send us like the new hacks on Instagram and all these things. And I'm like, this is what I preach every day. But it's literally, people are sick of the fakeness. They're sick of the filters. They're sick of the trends. They're sick of seeing a performance versus who are you? Who is the human being behind the business? And so now my mission at this point is like, I'm going to give you all permission as business owners to just show up as authentic as yourself, because it doesn't make you less than. It doesn't make you less professional. Like I'm either Hobo Joe and I'm in sweats and I look ratchet and my kids tell me I have dark circles, or I'm dressed like this. It doesn't make me less than. It doesn't make me less smart, and it doesn't make me less successful. But me showing you everything about myself makes you trust me more. And I think that's really what people are missing right now, especially when it comes to social media, running a business. It's like, it's not about vanity metrics. It's about conversion. And what are you actually giving your consumer to actually lead to the conversion? So like, it was like a whole journey, I guess, down the road. Now I've like connected it. Thank you. I've literally now connected that storyline.
You're welcome. This is what I like doing this for. I've been calling it therapy lately because I get to say exactly what I think.
Yeah.
And we work through things.
Yeah.
Because I'm glad you said that, because when we first started doing this, for the restaurant anyway, you never saw my face. Like you're starting to see it a good bit more now. But I was always behind the camera, you know, and, you know, in the building or in the kitchen. And then I just started to realize that people don't know I exist.
No.
They're like, oh, you own Moms? And you're like, yeah, for like 15 years, dude. You know, I mean, like, have you always owned it? And you're like, yeah, dude, for like 15 years now.
Like, I'm the same person.
Yeah. And I started doing these podcasts for people. And it started out as giving content to others just to help, right? Just to give value. And then it turned into something that started helping me out. And then I started to get more comfortable on camera. And then I started interviewing people like festivals, like Food and Wine Festival, or Oktoberfest, or the Epicurean Society stuff, you know, like just interviewing restaurant owners and then giving them the content. They can do whatever they want with it, right? I produce it, you know, like I shoot it, I interview them, like I give them the videos, like I send them a Google Drive link. And then I started to realize that I'm very myself on these podcasts. Like it's, I probably say things I probably shouldn't say, but they're truthful, they're me. And then when I interview people and I'm like walking around having wine and stuff, so you get to see that side of me.
Yeah.
And then I contemplated not putting that out for the longest time.
Why?
Image, right? I didn't know if that was going to hurt my reputation or not. And then I was like, but this is me. Like, I like to have fun.
Yeah.
I can be serious. I can run a business, but I can have fun. Like, you can't do all of those.
Yeah.
So whenever you were saying that, I was like, thank God, because I don't want to dance. I have no rhythm. So like, there's no way I'm going to be good at that. But I need to start doing more, and I don't know where to start. And I think a lot of restaurant owners don't know where to start either. And I think you can help them a lot with that.
Yeah. I think one series that just popped in my brain for you, I think it would be really cool because no one knows you. I mean, they do now, but nobody, I mean, your consumer might not. But if you literally stood outside of your restaurant and you were like, hey, dude, what do you think about this restaurant? Like, I'm thinking about going in and trying it. And like just getting their reaction. And then they eventually will find out, oh shit, wait, he owns it. Like, I think that would be funny.
That is good. Okay. Challenge accepted.
Okay.
I'm going to do it.
And then you can tag me.
I'll tag
I'll be
you.
like,
yes, for sure.
I love it.
Well, I need somebody to push me to do things outside of my comfort zone anyway.
Yeah.
So if you bring something up and I say I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it.
I got it. Wait, I do have a question though, because you said something a while ago. You said, I didn't put myself out there because I was scared of like the perception of what people would have, basically, ultimately. Where do you think that thought came from?
Oh, I don't know.
And why do you think that it was so embedded into you to stop you for 15 years and then to video and sit on it? And then now what do you think is different for you to actually release it?
I started off, if I think about helping other people, then that pushes me to do more. So then it's not about me anymore. Right. But if I don't think about other people, I internalize a lot. Like, what are they going to think? Is my hair messed up? Right. Just little things. I say they're little things. People don't notice them at all. So the things that I scrutinize and the things that I'm like, oh my God, they're going to notice this. Like, they're going to say something. Like, no one knows and no one cares.
No one cares.
When I started to realize that, I was like, well, shit, I'm going to do more of it.
Yeah.
You know, because it's just really me holding myself back.
Yeah.
You know, and I don't know where the fear came from. It's just judgment, I guess. You know, like everyone's got an opinion now. And I think that's the part that scared me the most. And then when I started to realize I don't really care.
Well, but they have an opinion. Why not give them the opinion to formulate? So like, if you are setting the perception you want people to have anyway, they're going to have an opinion. So why not give it to them? So like, if you're actually like being a business owner that's showing up real, raw, and honest and bringing your consumer on the journey, and they say, wow, look at him. Look at JP. He's literally bringing people along on the journey. Like, he looks dumb. Okay, cool. But he's bringing people along the journey. You're talking about it. So you're now talking about it in front of other people. So people are like, wait, who is he? What does he own? Wait, I want to go have a burger because I love a burger. So like, doesn't matter if they say negative things. It's the fact that you're good. Like, any press is good press. And like, you're not going to go on and be crazy and like ruin your reputation, like crazy things.
Yeah,
but like,
that's for sure not going to happen.
Right. But if you're just uniquely how God made you and you show up to the plate like that, then like, let them judge. Like, I'm at the point where like, you either love me or you hate me, because if you don't separate yourself, you're going to fall short to the noise. And then you're like, why are you even doing this anyway? Like, I'm not in business to like fall into everyone else. I'm in business to stand out, to be an authority, and to attract the people that actually want to work with me and that believe that we're actually good at our job. Because ultimately, I do believe that entrepreneurs, it doesn't matter what industry that you're in, you should hire in the aspects you're weak at. And you should actually, time is money.
Bingo.
And so you need to, even if you love doing social media, even if you love doing XYZ, this is what these people study. It's like me saying, I'm really good at making a burger. Yeah. Do I want to do it? No. Is it going to take me longer than you? Yes. So time is money, and that's valuable to me. So I just find that it's fascinating that people let opinions stop them when ultimately they don't pay the bills. And if they weren't going to support you, they weren't going to support you then, they're not going to support you now. You have the biggest platform in the world to form the perception that you want people to have of you. And yet we're letting people hold us back, because I fall short to it too. There's times where I'm like literally washing my face and talking. That is getting the best reaction. My engagement might not be the best. And Instagram tells me if it's over 3 minutes, it's not going to do great. I was like, it's not for you or anybody new. This is for my community. And when I tell you my DMs or my text messages, like, Shelby, how'd you make that video? I really like you being raw in this video. How do you do this? I love that you talked about your feelings here. That is taking the next step into like bringing your community in on that trust level where now they're related to you, because it's like she's not always done up. She is running a really successful business, but she does look in her husband's oversized t-shirt, washing her face, talking to a camera that's awkward. I say it all the time, like, I don't want to do this. It's awkward. And I leave those cuts in there on purpose. So people will know that like, I don't want to. And you can ask my team. I'm the same way. Some days I sit down, I'm like, I don't want to do this. Like the next batch of videos that are coming out of me driving with a hat on and glasses, you can tell on my face that I'm like,
I don't want to do this.
I don't want to do this.
But you show up and you do it.
But I'm like, this is the best content I've produced, because I'm like, I'm spitting it out. I'm not worried about anything else. I'm like, I don't have time. I know I need to do this. I know it's going to move the needle. And I'm like, that's the best content you produce. And it's so funny how social media works, that you think that even if you take so much time to edit and perfect it, and I promise you, if you just show up and you do it on purpose, you misspell things, your hair is funny looking, your shirt's on backwards, whatever it is to grab attention, they'll be like, does he even know that? Does she know that? Like, yeah, I do, but I wanted you to engage in it. I wanted you to stay. I wanted you to tell me about it. There's all strategy behind everything that you do when you produce content. There's just so much that goes into it. And it's just so cool that people overthink it when it's really just turn your camera on and talk.
Just do it.
And that's it.
I overthink a lot because I love the production side of it. So my edits have to be perfect. Like the colors got to be great. And then when I started to realize no one cares, I'm like, why am I wasting my time?
No.
It's a lot of wasted time. It's just me just talking myself out of doing the thing that I should be doing.
Yeah.
But I like what you said about just finding those people to strengthen where you're weak at. Weakness isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just what I'm not good at a lot of things, but I'm good at a lot of other things.
Yeah.
We were talking about my wife earlier.
Yeah.
Bad with directions. She's great with directions.
Right.
My partner, Trent, right? Like I'm very good with like when shit hits the fan. That's me, right? But he's really good with consistency, right? Like those are the two, you need both of those to run a restaurant.
Yep.
Right. So building that right team, I've been using the word tribe a lot lately.
Yeah.
It's been meaning a lot more to me. It was at actually the chamber, the Tangy Chamber had like she's gonna probably not be very happy about this, but I don't know her name anymore. It was a doctor somebody at Southeastern, and she gave this presentation about tribe, and ever since then it's just stuck with me. Yeah, because she was saying from the beginning of like mankind, like that's what survival was built on, was having the right tribe. And then if you like, the worst thing that ever happened to you was to be like cast out of this tribe because it meant you were gonna die. You know, so. And then the part that got to me was not everyone belongs in your tribe. No. And then I've been trying to, and just my personality is very inclusive. Like I love to help people. Oh yeah. You know, and like, so you keep the wrong people for too long because you think you can help them and they're going to be better and they're going to turn it around. But now I think about the tribe thing. They're not a part of my tribe. If they don't believe the same things I believe, we're not a good fit. No. You're not a bad person. I don't hate you. I'm not going to judge you. No. But we're just not a good fit. Yeah. Like if you don't want to open doors for people, like let's be honest, like that's what we do, right? It's hospitality. Yeah. And if you think that's stupid, let's be honest, this might not be the business for you. This definitely might not be the company for you. Yeah. But if you vibe with those things and if you align with these values, bro, I'm going to bend over backwards for you. I'm going to move the world for you. Right. And that's, I've had these qualities too, where I trust too many people, or
I want to like take them under my wing and like help them, but like they're not helpable if they aren't willing to do anything.
They have to want it first.
And like a new thing that I tell people, and I try to tell my younger girls, the girls that work for me, this too, because we did have a meeting recently and I was like, what are y'all's goals personally? And then what are your goals for SCM and stuff? And I had to reiterate that people come in seasons and for reasons. It doesn't mean that it's bad or the breakup or the friendship or whatever it is bad. It just means they were there for a reason and a season. And that is it. And it just helps with the growth. Now, as I've gotten more successful, I've been very more protective of like who gets my time and who gets my energy. Because I love and to give everybody everything, but then I get hurt really hard. And so I like fall.
Oh, yes.
And then it's so like this year, I will say the last year and a half, I've taken like the whole cleanse approach of like, it doesn't mean I don't, and I've had this conversation with somebody that literally realized I don't follow them. Like I unsubscribed from their email list. And I genuinely told him, I was like, it's not a you thing, it's a me thing. And I have to protect my energy and my space and my mindset. And I was like, I'm not there. And I still love you and I respect you, but I can't have you in my orbit. And I was just very honest. Wow. I know. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like a grown up. But it's like,
I just learned this recently. So like how long? Oh yeah, dude, keep going.
But it's just like, if you don't, and like my friend Trent Shelton, literally the first time I ever heard him speak, he's like, if you don't protect your peace, who will? If you don't protect yourself from the things that like decline your energy and suck it out of you, then who will? And so like you have to protect that, because if you have this God-given purpose and you're on this journey to do big things and great things, and yes, you are a giving person, that doesn't mean you're a bad person when you get small and you get very tight with who you let in. But it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. You're just very selective of who gets to know the things about you or gets the time from you. Now I'm like, cool, yeah, you want my time? This is actually what it's going to cost, or I'll see if I can fit you in, or I genuinely do a gut check. I pray about it and I gut check. And I'm like, is this person genuine? Are they going to show up for me in the ways that I need right now in my season of life? If it's a no, then I will tell them that. Yeah. And if it's a yes, then okay, we'll make time for it. So it's just like, and to me, I'm like, God, that sounds so harsh and so mean, but it's also like, that's so adult, because I know my energy. Like when somebody asked me not long ago, hey, can we get coffee? And I was like, I'm very sorry. I love you and I respect you. But like right now, outside of the scope of work I have and my family time, there's not really much time for me to get coffee and you to pick my brain. But there's other ways that you can pick my brain. And so it's like these things. So it's just like, how are we growing and evolving as entrepreneurs in a world where people feel like they should deserve everything for free?
Wow. Whoa.
And then everything instantaneously because of social media. So it's so wild. The journey of entrepreneurship is like a roll. That's why I said I feel like I've been doing it forever, and it's been 4.5 years, you know? It's crazy.
You said, I used to feel like I owed everybody everything.
Yes.
And I don't. I really don't. And then the other word that you use that I like a lot is protect. I've been thinking about, my phrase is protect the team. You'll probably hear that a lot, like just me speaking lately, is I have to think that way because it makes it easier, or not easier, it makes it better, maybe better, easier, whatever you want to do those things that we were talking about, not let those people in. I'm gonna try. We're gonna work together. I'm gonna try to get you to where we need to be. But if we're not, I can't waste my energy on you.
No,
like it's pretty finite, you know. Yeah. Like I've got kids, I've got businesses, I've got obligations. Like there's so many things that like I need to tend to, and I can't spend all my time on someone who's working through something, and that doesn't care to actually get better.
Yeah,
everyone's working through something.
Yeah,
you know, like I know everyone's fighting their own demons, and I said this the other day. It's like, I know that you're working through something and I can respect that and I can care for you and I can feel for you, but I can't let what you're working yourself through affect all of these other people.
Yeah.
So protecting the team means to me isn't just building the right people, bringing the right people in. I'm doing the hardest part and I'm getting rid of people who don't belong.
Yes.
So there comes a level of judgment that like, I don't want to judge people, right? But you kind of have to when you run a business. You can't just let anyone in. Like you do have to gatekeep a little bit, right? Like all of your good people are going to be tainted by this person who's just talking bad behind everybody's back, who doesn't align with your values, who are just negative all the time, like very toxic. And like before you realize it, your whole team is shot. Like all your good people start to quit and you're like, why are you leaving? They're not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Right. By the time you find out, it's already too late most of the time.
Yeah.
So you have to like be very proactive about like finding these people out. And it sucks for a little bit because that's not my real personality. Like
Right.
I'm a people person. I love to make people happy. But now when I think about protecting the team, it's a much bigger like mission now.
Oh, yeah.
Than just like saying you're not a good fit.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I use that term a lot, is because it reminds me that it's not me. It's not about this, right?
It's not about you.
It's about all of these like 150 people that I have. You know,
and you've
like
set the standard already. You've set the vision, the mission, the standard, the quality. And if you want everybody else to respect you, you still have to uphold that and let that person go. Recently, I realized that, and it's so hard to swallow, so it's very new. This phrase I'm going to say.
Okay.
I have accepted that I will always be the villain in someone's story.
Ah, yes. I'm not for everyone.
I'm not for everyone, whether that was an employee, whatever it is. And it's not that I wasn't kind-hearted or didn't love this person or respect this. I mean, there's some people that you just don't, and you're just like, go.
Yeah.
But like these people that I loved and respected and did all these things for, and I am the villain. That is the I'm like, what did I do wrong? Like, I just want to fix it. But like, I had to accept that I'm just the villain in their story, and that is okay. And I feel like with entrepreneurship, we have to understand there's two sides always.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to always be the good guy. You're sometimes going to be the bad guy. So you're ultimately going to sometimes be the villain in someone's story. And I mean, I had a villain in my story that motivated me. And like someone the other day was like, Shelby, it's that motivation they need for their purpose. They need to live out. And I was like, damn, that's good. And I was like, good. I have to swallow that. So it's like, I like to share that whenever I find new things to help myself get over things. But it's like, you know, we are the villain in some people's story, and that's okay.
So you asked what prevented me from doing this at the very beginning. And I didn't think about it until just now. But one of it was I was like, what are they going to say when they see me on this podcast, right? And I was like, they're going to talk shit about me. And then I was starting to think the only people who hate me, like if the villain of their story, are the people that I've had to terminate. Yeah,
that's what
So when I terminate them, they're not going to tell you that I spent 6 months trying to help them. They're not going to tell you that I spent 6 months working side by side with them. You know, they're not going to tell you any of these things.
Yeah.
They're going to say JP doesn't care about his people, right? You know, like he's a piece of shit, you know, like, bro, really?
Yeah.
But then the best part is, now that we've been doing this for so long, the same people who said that, they now come back later because now they're managing people and they go, dude, I'm sorry, man. Like, I didn't realize, you know, like what you had to do. And, you know, and then it makes you feel good. But in that moment, for like those 2 or 3 years, I was like, oh, so you hated me for 3 years. All of a sudden, like, I'm not so bad, right?
Yeah.
But then they thank you because they needed that. The people who hate you the most are probably the ones that needed it the most, a wake up call.
Yeah.
Right? Because they're going through something.
Yeah.
They needed that tough love, maybe, if you want to call it that way, right? I was out the other night, and I ran into a person that I had to terminate, and she was like, "You don't remember my name?" And I told her name. I'm not going to say it, but I told her her name. She was like, "I didn't think you remember me." I was like, "Dude, why wouldn't I remember you?"
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Well, you fired me," and I was like, "You do know that I tried to save you like a lot, right?"
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, I do," right? And then we were just hanging out and like having drinks together, and then she was like, "Oh my God, like I thought you were so uptight," and I was like, "Bro, that's work.
You have to run a business."
Yeah, I was like, I was work. I was like, you were coming up late, like you were like, dude, all of these things. I was like, what'd you think I was supposed to do?
Yeah.
You know? And then I was like, so for 3 years, you thought I was uptight, huh? Like, but yeah, they do. They just see it from that one lens.
Yeah. Okay, wait. I do have a question. I wonder how we all get to this point, because you've said it. And like, I think every human being thinks it. Why do we always go to the negative when we want to do something? So when you wanted to produce content and start a podcast, we went to, ooh, people's going to talk crap. Instead of saying like, I can't wait to hear people be like, this is so awesome. Like, why do we always go, or why do you think we always go to the negative instead of the positive?
Survival. I think we're wired that way to keep ourselves alive. It prevents us from doing things and taking risks. But then it's just a feeling.
Yeah,
so
just a feeling.
You just got to realize,
comfortability.
actions are different than feelings. So you can feel anything you want. Those are completely valid. It's probably a result of like upbringing, context, conditioning, whatever you want to call it. But it's just a thought. It's just an emotion. Actions and behaviors are are everything.
Yeah.
So I think from the time from a thought to an action, that gap in the middle is where you talk yourself out of it.
Oh yeah.
So the quicker I can shorten that length, the faster things happen.
Yes.
I'm teaching my daughter that. She's 6 right now. And we're practicing right now with like waking up. She hates waking up for school. So I have to get her dressed in the morning. And so I'll get in bed with her like 15 minutes where she has to get up. So I turn the closet light on. So there's a little bit more light in there. I kind of already wake her up like, bro, snugs, right?
Yeah.
So we're here, we're snuggling. And then we do a countdown. Trent and I used to do this when we first opened up the restaurant when we knew nothing. And I did it. It was like 1, 2, 3, fuck it, and we'd move.
Yeah.
And we didn't realize we were doing this on purpose. It was just something that I said to start moving. So for my daughter, we do a countdown, 3, 2, 1. And since I don't want to curse, I curse around her too. So it's crazy. But then we'll say move it. So 3, 2, 1, move it. So in the morning, I'll say, all right, do you want to count or do you want me to count? Right? She was like, without even looking, opening her eyes, she's like, so I was like, all right, I'll count. 3, 2, 1, move it. And we have to move. I immediately get out of the bed. She sits straight up. Her eyes are still closed. Last week was the first time I was like, all right, do you want me to count or do you want to count? She was like, she didn't even say it. She was like, I'll count. You know what I mean? Like she pointed to herself.
Angel baby.
I was like, bro. But I wish someone would have taught me that when I was younger.
That's genius. So I think that's why successful entrepreneurs are so successful, because you can't think about it.
No, you
because if you do think, because a lot of times people say, Shelby, like literally you think of something, you do it, I'm like, because if I didn't, I would procrastinate. I would talk myself out of it.
We're good at justifying.
I literally would be like, who am I to do this? Why would they say yes to me? Is this going to be successful? Nobody's going to buy it. Nobody's going to look at my stuff on social media. Like you automatically start being so negative that if you don't give your self time to think about it, it was a great idea. What's the worst that can happen? If you fail, cool. Let's move on. Let's pivot.
No
3,
one's
2,
gonna
1,
remember.
move. Like literally move to the next thing. So I just think that like if people can, that's really legit. Like you should put it on a t-shirt before anybody hears it. Trademark that shit.
Oh,
I know
1, 2, 3, fuck it.
That too.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Move, pivot, move, all the things. I just think I don't know. It's just so many people ask like, how did you get so far or where you are? It was like, because if they didn't have what I wanted, I created it. And if I wanted to get on a stage, I created the stage so then they could see I was a speaker. So then they hired me to speak. If you don't build the perception people have of you, then who is going to tell them? Nobody's saving you. Not one person. And when I was
no one's going to.
No one's coming. And when I wanted to be a speaker, my ego got in the way for a second because I was like, I'm really freaking good at this. Like, why isn't anybody calling me?
Yeah.
No one knew I existed. First off, I didn't put in the reps. Second. Third, I'm glad they didn't call me when I thought I would be good because I wasn't good then.
You weren't ready for it.
I wasn't ready. So God was like, chill, build your own stage. So literally, I'm like, if you want to become a speaker, get in a room, get a camera, maybe an iPhone, and just have somebody follow you around standing in front of a room. It can't be an empty room. It could be a room with one person. It could be a room with 10 people. They don't know who's in the room, but you have now set the perception that you are a speaker. So like you are getting the opportunity for the first time ever to set the perception of your consumer. So I don't care about anything else and your excuses that you have by saying like, I can't, nobody's gonna hire me to speak. No one's hired me to do this. Nobody's coming to my restaurant. Nobody's buying from me. Are you talking about it? Are you building the perception you want them to have of you? If not, then how are you expecting any type of success?
Oh, you can't. I like that. Yep. Wow. I didn't even think about that because everyone thinks they're better than they are when they first start.
Yes.
Everyone does. Like, I'm awesome at this. Like, no one's better than me. And then for the people who do it, you start to realize real fast that I don't know everything. And so you have to learn, you have to get better, you have to solve problems. And the more you do those things, the more you realize, dude, I was an idiot. You know, like, how did I think I was that good? You know, like even now, as good as I think I am, I'm like, dude, I have so much to learn from so many different people. And that's the part that I feel more energized about now more than anything else is all the things I can learn from people.
Yeah.
Because I don't know everything now. I thought I did because you work so hard and like, you know, you have success in a small bubble and you're just like, no, dude, like the world's so much bigger than this.
Oh, yeah. And the new levels, new devils and failure. Like I used to think when I would fail that I was like literally a failure. Now I'm like, I fail.
did too.
And now I'm like getting better because I used to want to be like, we're the best marketing agency in Louisiana. I want to take over and then expand. I had no business first off saying that because I think back to those years and I was like, but were you? You need reps. Okay. Now I'm like, okay, we've put the systems and processes in place. We can handle it. My quality is not going to go down. My reputation is not going to get tarnished. We can actually do this. But back then I was like, yeah, I can do it.
Yeah.
I can do it. Obviously, I ended up in the hospital and now I got an autoimmune. Like, obviously, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But it's just like so fun. Honestly, I think thinking back, it is the hardest thing I've probably ever done, building a business, putting myself out there on social media every single day for 4.5 years, whether I want to, whether I don't. I cry on the internet. I laugh on the internet. I'm like, I want to be the most human being that you've ever seen, because when you meet me in real life, my biggest goal is for you to say, Shelby, you literally are the same exact person that you are online.
That's it. That is exactly it. I said that the other day. I was like, because talking about the, drinking wine on camera and stuff. I want people to, when they see me, like, dude, you're the exact same.
Yes.
Because I'm the exact same. The same thing that I would, like, when I interview people, like at festivals and stuff, I would have said the exact same thing to this person with or without a camera.
Yeah.
Like, I'd be super goofy. Like, there's a lot of times where I say things, I'm like, oh my God, why did I say that?
Yeah.
But once again, no one calls you out because they don't care. They're just like, dude, that was awesome that you did that.
Or you might have made them smile for the first time that day.
Yeah.
Or like they were like, oh, someone's acknowledging me. It all boils down to people want to be acknowledged and seen. And so like you have the opportunity and you going around and interviewing people, like they think it's fun. I mean, you're going to find the one person that's like, don't talk to me or interview me or look at me. But like, who's that person?
Every so often, it's like, I don't want to be. It's just, but I think it's their fear of being on camera too. And I'll respect that. But like, dude, not even going to do it, right? Like, just give me some food, I'll eat it, right?
Yeah,
like
We won't talk about it. We won't even tell anybody where we went. I'm kidding.
So when I see those types of people, I do run into those people a lot. And then I feel like I have a way of like, this is what we're going to do. This is where it's going to live. Like, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to send it to you first. If you don't like it, no one ever has to see it. Right. And they go, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, dude. Like, I own the creative process from start to finish. Like, if you don't like it, I can scrap it. It does. It's literally no sweat off my back. Right.
No.
And then when you tell them that, they're like, okay, they feel like they're a little bit more in control of things. And then I think that starts to build trust with them too. Right. Because like, oh, wow, you didn't. I did a podcast once with someone and we got like really into it. And like, so we just started saying things, just like into the conversation. And then he said something about something he probably shouldn't have had to say about his previous, it's part of his life. He was like, and then afterwards it was like, bro, I didn't mean to say that. I was like, bro, no one's ever going to hear it, And then true to my word, no one ever saw it.
No
Cut
one's
that part
ever
out,
gonna
right?
see it. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because these things it's not supposed to make people look bad. It's not it's not one of those like.
It's not a gossip channel.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I want to help people. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if it's not going to help you,
yeah,
why would I make someone look bad?
Yeah.
And it just builds more trust. So then now when I see these people, they're like, dude, let's do this. And you're like, oh yeah. So the content gets better. We have a lot more fun together. But it takes like little steps like that, I guess, to build trust.
Yes.
But once again, it's just restaurant people. We're kind of cut from the same cloth. So we all kind of have the same background. We partied a little bit too much, probably,
We like to cook.
Yeah, right. Like it's always kind of the same. It's the same story. And that's why I love those types of people so much, because they're real people.
Yeah.
But
they just need to get online and show it that they're real people. And like the biggest thing for restaurants, and I was literally talking about this with somebody else the other day. They were like, we don't get on Google or Yelp, like straight up. Like if you don't post your stuff and what the atmosphere is like, the experience is like, the food is like, who's in there, what are we going to feel when we get in there on Instagram? I'm just like not coming. Like nobody wants to go look on Google. Nobody wants to look on Yelp. You might have that certain demographic that does, but like they're starting to shift this way too. So like, or just put it on Facebook. Like, so it just really depends. And so if restaurants aren't into it, we were talking about the other day, we have a client that's in the restaurant industry too. And we had our brainstorming session. We're like, we really need to have like experience marketing in there. Like we need people to go in and bring us along on the journey and really tell the consumer the storyline of what it's like to go into that restaurant. What are they getting? Reviewing the restaurant, doing like very face to camera, organic, shaky, UGC type of content that we actually want to see. That is what the consumer of that or said restaurant or any restaurant is what they want to see. They want to see someone that looks like them and acts like them sitting and eating your food. And they want a real representation of what it's like, their experience in the place and all those things. And it's not about just, yes, it is about the pretty representation of your food and what it looks like, but it also is, how do you integrate that experience that these consumers are having in your restaurant? And that's how people come in.
That's what they're looking for. So I used to think about it has to be like pretty pictures. The lighting has to be perfect. You know, like I got to have the right megapixels and all of these things. And I did that for a while because I thought that's what people wanted to see. And then you just put a freaking camera up in the kitchen and then make a stupid club sandwich. And like you got 10,000 views and you're like, what the frick?
Was it the one with Webby soundtrack?
No, that one, I think that was like a 3,000 or 4,000.
Because I was like, this is a fun one. Especially if you're putting like music, like I meant like, because you're like, I don't really care. We're in Louisiana. I'm gonna put Boosie or Webby on this, you know, video.
It's
we're gonna
part
see
of
how
my
it
personality,
goes.
you know?
Exactly. So it shows a lot of what they're getting when they walk in. They know that it's fun. They know it's not like prim and proper. They're gonna hear maybe music that's maybe too.
You saw the video,
right?
Thanks.
So like literally, it's like you are like, just like, what's that restaurant? What is it? People have to either love it or hate it. Is it pink agave?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Where it has like the F word on the wall?
Dude, I don't know about the F word on the wall, but yeah, they're so like polar. Either
like,
you freaking love it or they're just talking shit.
I don't mind going in with like Jonathan, my husband, but I cannot bring my 6-year-old that's learning how to read into this place because it just doesn't make sense for our family dynamic. But like, I don't mind it. But like, you bring my parents in there and they're like, no. You know what I mean?
Yes,
but if you're not portraying like what you are doing in your business online and then people walk in, it's a shock factor, which then is going to pop the negativity. But if you are already upfront telling them what they're going to walk into, then guess what? There's no surprises. And they can't say the negative because it's not like you haven't been telling them this is our vibe.
It's not a surprise.
It's loud music. It's like very bright. We have some curse words. Everything on the menu is very fun and out of the box and whatever. Like it's insert whatever it is. But like it's telling the brand personality and the brand story, ultimately whatever industry that you're in. And everybody's underutilizing social media, like is going out of style.
I don't think people know how to use it. I know I don't fully know how to use it.
It's just, I want you to turn, everybody listening, you're going to take out your camera after you hear this podcast. And you're just going to film your day of who you are and what do you do. And you're going to bring the consumer along on the journey. And then you're going to eat whatever you serve at your restaurant. And then you're going to post it.
I am going to do that actually.
Like, hey guys, I'm JP. Shelby told me to make this video. I'm not really sure what I'm doing, but I'm going to bring you along on this journey from me today. And it would be the funniest shit because like, it's literally just going to be random clips of your day. And then you'll be like, I'm in the back kitchen. I'm going to make me a burger because I'm hungry and I'm going to sit and eat it. And then you're going to like talk to them while you eat it. People don't really like to watch videos while you eat and talk, but people actually watch videos while you eat and talk. Like it's so weird because people are weird and they want to be distracted by other things. And like, this is so unhinged, but I can't stop watching it. So I'm going to keep watching it to see what he says. And holy crap, he's the owner. Oh my God, I didn't even know that. I didn't put 2 and 2 together. And then by the end of it, they've watched your whole video and they've shared it. And they're like, this place looks cool.
Dude, yeah, you are good at what you do. Dang.
See, there you go. There's 2 ideas that you now need to execute.
Golly, I'm going to stand outside my restaurant. And then
I think that would be so funny.
Yeah, it
because
takes a lot of courage to do that. I'm already kind of like cringing on the inside thinking about it, but I'm like, dude, I can't back down now. You want to know
why you're cringing? Because you're bracing for the impact of the negativity of what they actually think about your restaurant. But why not take that as feedback and like say, okay, well, say they had a bad, prime example. Somebody comes up and you're like, hey, what's your name? And then maybe they don't tell you your name. So maybe we start here. What do you think about this restaurant right here? Like, I've been wanting to try it, but I just want to interview you real quick. Like, what do you think? And they're like, actually, I went in there one time. People were talking about it. And then I went in there and the service was crap. And the food was cold and da-da-da-da-da. And like, they say that to you and you're like, okay, cool.
I can fix it.
I can fix. And then you could say, what if I told you I could fix that for you right now and the meal will be on me? And they'll be like, what do you mean? You've never been in there. And you're like, well, I'm actually the owner. And then like you just got feedback that you may not have ever gotten. And now you know like, okay, maybe I need to tighten up my staff just a little bit. I need to understand why it was cold, why it took so long, why they had a bad experience. And it could have been 100% the consumer and not your actual staff. But in that moment, you could actually learn if it was your staff. God, that just gave me an idea. Oh my God,
dude, that's awesome.
Do that too.
Yeah, wow.
I want to do it now.
Yeah. I love the feedback. I say feedback is a gift because people don't have to give it to you.
Yeah.
So when I give feedback to people, it's a gift. I'm not trying to hurt you, but I want to know. So I always ask everybody, like, how's everything going? How's the meal? Usually it's going to be fine. It's good. It's great, whatever. And then I ask, how can I be better?
Yeah.
Right. And then that's where people have to really think. And they're like, well, sometimes they can't think of anything, but sometimes like, well, maybe this, right? And then they say, well, maybe it could be just me, but that's where I get my best ideas. Because I think about like how we've evolved as a restaurant. I've asked people what they wanted and I gave it to them. That's how we became full service. That's how we got so many burgers. That's how we got those salads that we have. Like there's a reason why we have everything that we have. It comes from customer feedback.
Yeah.
And I love that part. My favorite part about my job is when I get to talk to people. And today, probably 2 servers probably didn't like it because they're like, oh my God, I needed to go talk to that table, but I didn't want to interrupt you. And I was like, bro, interrupt me, dude.
Yeah.
But I'll sit down with you. Like today, while I was talking to a table in Baton Rouge today that I actually met in Hammond. So I talked to them in Hammond and then I saw them today in Baton Rouge and the guy's like, pull up a chair. I was like, dude.
Sit.
So then I sat down while they ate their entire meal, just shot the shit with them. And that to me is the best part of what I do, because you get to ask the real questions and like no one's going to really tell you what they think in the first minute.
No.
You have to break through. You have to build trust, right? And then they can know that they can say these things to you because everyone assumes that like, I really didn't want to tell you this. Like, bro, tell me, please tell me like right now. Like, yeah,
I'm a straight shooter.
Yeah, don't sugarcoat anything. Just tell me. I can fix it, right?
I can fix it.
But if I don't know, I can't fix it.
Right.
So my friends know that if anything ever goes wrong, like they need to tell me right away. And it doesn't mean someone's getting fired. It just means someone needs more training. It needs to be, we need to be more aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
Because it's all people. People have good days and they have bad days. And I don't judge any business on one experience. I can't, because I know what goes on. I can think I know what's going on. They don't train properly. They're short staffed. They probably do this or that.
Yeah.
And then, but I don't know if I'm right or not, but in my head, I'm right.
Yeah.
And then I tell everybody else, like they suck at training and like, bro, do you like, maybe someone got in a car accident,
you just don't know. Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that could have happened. So I try not to judge anybody on like one experience. And it's those like comments you see, it's like, I'm never going back. And then it's like, I'll DM them right away. Like if I see anything on Tangy Eats or something, I'm like, bro, like you could like, here you go, bro. Like, I'm sorry about your experience. I didn't even know about it. Call me.
Yeah.
Right. And 9 times out of 10, you can fix it.
Well, because people just want to be seen and heard. And sometimes they just need a hug.
They want to know you care.
They just really need something.
Yeah.
They need some type of attention. And it ultimately, sometimes you really do have a bad experience.
Yeah.
I've had bad experiences in restaurants before. You just feel unseen. Like if I'm going to spend this money, I'm going to sit here. You're going to like not cater to me because there might be a bigger table or, you're going to get a bigger tip or whatever it is. But I'm not going to hold that against you. I'm going to say like, I had a bad experience, but like, I'm still going to come back because I know your reputation and I know who you are. And I just want to be heard that's exactly what anybody wants. And like the longer I've been in business, the more I've learned that like, don't tell me I'm great. Don't sugarcoat it. I want to know.
Need that. I don't,
Like I tell my team, we literally had this conversation on the way here. I'm like, they're giving us feedback and we love that feedback. There's some people we have to beg because they're like, we don't want to like, no, I want to know. If you don't tell me critically what we're not doing right, I can't then become your brand and execute it the way you want me to. So unless you give me actual critical feedback, then we're both going to lose in this situation. And I can't get better and I can't
not a mind
fix
reader.
It. Exactly. So.
I love that because, dude. Oh, I wish more people knew that. You're not going to hurt our feelings. Like we're pretty tough skin. Anyone who's owned a business for a while, I can promise you our skin's very tough. I had a conversation with someone the other day about, they're like, what's the worst thing that usually happens in a restaurant? I was like,
oh gosh,
like customers yelling at servers and stuff, and then I don't think people are they're not taught, but they don't know how to do it anymore. They don't know how to take that type of energy and they don't know what to do with it anymore. So if someone's yelling at you, bro, they'll shut down or they'll get defensive or they'll fight back. I call it the emotional tunnel. So while you're going through this tunnel and you're super angry, all you see is black, you can't see anything. I just let you go, right? Because I can take it. So just let it out. I'm like, yep, I get it. I'm a piece of shit. Yep, keep going, right? But then when they start to get it all out and they get it off their chest, they start to see the light a little bit. Then I completely understand, like this is, like I'll fix this. This is what I'll do. These are the things that we're going to do. And then by the end of it, I don't know why it always ends up this way. It was like, you know what? It wasn't even about you. Like I'm having a really bad day today. And like that tomato wasn't really that big of a deal. Like, well, I'm still going to fix it for you. I'm glad you have a better day.
Get you a tomato.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm going to give you a hug now and a tomato.
And they needed that. And that's what I think where any business really comes in is like when you can do that for someone else and you can understand that just because they're acting this way doesn't really mean it's about you.
No, yeah.
Sometimes it's not all of that, right? I mean, obviously, if you did something wrong, that's an easy thing. Like, I fix it and you're happy. Right. But sometimes you're like, but if you have to ask, like, what the hell did I do wrong? You got to know, like, now you have to be a human. Now you have to be empathetic. And now you have to, like, just kind of listen and be like, dude, what do you need from me?
Yeah.
You know? And it's crazy because I watch a lot of managers go through this and, like, they just don't know how to handle it. It's tough. I mean, I didn't know how to handle it when I was younger either. You know, like, I wanted to fight back. You know, but you're wrong and this and that.
Well, it comes with age and experience. Like, it really does. Because, like, anybody can really kind of, quote unquote, be human and a hothead. Like, let's be real. Especially if somebody triggers you in some kind of way. But if it's the exact same thing that you just said, like, if I know I've done everything right, I have to take a step back and look at the bigger picture and say, this isn't about me anymore. This is ultimately about them. And I just have to, like, feel my feels. Like, I'm all about, like, I always say this, and I tell my husband this all the time. I'm like, you got to let me feel it.
Yeah.
And let me be pissed off, and then I'll be fine.
Let me process it.
And as soon as I'm over it, I'm like, I am like, bye. Like, I shed it really quickly. And I don't know if that's a good quality or not, but it's like, I just write it off. Like, let me feel it. So I tell everybody this, especially like anybody when I speak or anybody in my world, I'm like, you have to give yourself the opportunity to feel that emotion, because it does suck. There are things in business and life, because we are still human. We're not superhuman. We are still human. We're still running a business. We still are responsible for employees. We still have to make certain numbers. We still have to do all these things and satisfy all these people when it looks like we're just living the glorious life, but we're really not. We have to be able to feel the bad, because there is bad. But we have to also know it's all worth it in the end. And when we come out on the other side, you just need a minute. That's why I box a lot.
Outlets. So yes, if I didn't work out in the morning, if I didn't have the routines that I have,
we'd be screwed.
If I didn't have like the network of friends that I have, sometimes you have to vent. And when you get it out, then you go, oh yeah, man, I'm not even mad about this anymore, right? But you have to process it.
Yeah.
I think about that when I get sad about things. Like, you always assume that you shouldn't be sad, like you should be happy all the time. Sadness is a part of life. So if you don't feel that, and if you suppress that, something bad's probably gonna happen. So embrace it, go through it, and then you can do something constructive about it. But all emotions are like that. You have to go through it.
I think that anybody that's like coming up to entrepreneurship or that's been in entrepreneurship would agree to that. I mean, you feel every emotion. And I think that like sometimes though, depending on certain situations or how you're raised or anything that you've gone through, you've learned to suppress certain things that if you were to feel sad, that's bad. Or if you are to feel, or if you are someone that talks about the hardship of entrepreneurship, you're supposed to tuck that away. We're not supposed to talk about that. I'm like, we're going to talk about it. Because I would have loved to be like, it's hard as shit. You know what I mean? Like walking into this, like, okay, it's hard, but it's worth it. Like, if you're going to do it, I'm going to help you. I'm going to tell you all the things. I'll be an open book. I'll be your mentor, but I'm going to tell you to buckle up. Because it's worth it, but it's hard. If
you love it and you think it's worth doing, it's the highs and the lows. You can't have highs without lows, or you won't know what it feels like.
No.
So yeah, for sure.
And if you have all highs, you're doing something wrong. I'm
really.
Sorry.
You're probably delusional. You know, like there's no all highs. But social media, like if you just look at it from that's all highlights. So you're like, everyone's having such a great day, you know? So when you can see someone who's actually going like, oh, this sucks, you know, like Abby from Batter's a great example of that, right? She's got great days and then she's got bad days, but all of it. Like
all of it.
We
you
all
talk
know
about
it.
all of it. I think with social media, it's just like kind of masked everybody. Let me rephrase. I know that social media has screwed everybody up.
Oh yeah.
They think that this highlight reel or they go viral, everybody's going to see them. They're going to get all these opportunities. They're going to be a millionaire. That's just not how it works. Like I've gone viral many of times. And it's either an influx of people that I can't service. So now thank you for screwing up my algorithm. Or B, I get an influx of people that I can't service because I really don't have the bandwidth or the quality to actually give them the right stuff. But it also is something that maybe it was a trending audio and it wasn't really showing my personality or whatever it is. You're looking at other people's lives as it should be your own. When in reality, if you take a huge step back and say, would I trade places with them in every aspect of their life?
Ah, yes.
Would you? And your answer is probably no, because you want to know why? That means you're trading your wife or your husband. You're trading your children. You're trading the career that you have, your parents that you have. You're trading the intimacy of your life for virality or for what? You don't know what their life is on the other side of social media. This could be their outlet to a really bad life, or they could be mega successful, whatever, but you don't know. And that's why I'm like so very passionate about going into 2026 of like, we about to rip it all. Like we're rebranding the podcast. Like things are just about to be just like ripped to shreds. Like I'm coming vulnerable. I'm coming raw. We're going to tell you how we build it. I'm going to try to get the best people that have built these multi-million, billion-dollar brands on my podcast and have these conversations. I want to rip back the nitty-gritty because they look at you or they look at me or they look at somebody that's super successful and they're like, wow, that happened overnight. No, it didn't. Social media makes you think that it happened overnight, but it didn't. And so like just having those conversations and getting people willing to be vulnerable and raw about the journey it took to get there is just going to be such a game changer because social media has such a chokehold on everybody that they have to be aesthetic. They have to do certain things the right way. There's so many rules. The algorithm is training. I'm like, no shit, but just be a human. And I guarantee you, you will have enough business to satisfy yourself.
When you do it for the right reasons, if you're chasing views and likes and follows, it's not going to make you happy.
No, or just pull out your credit card and pay for it. Because like you can now.
Yes, you can. Yeah, for sure. We thought about that. And then I was like,
oh
no.
my, I'm about to walk out.
Well, I didn't do it.
Okay, good.
That's why I only have I'm almost to 5,000 on Instagram and probably.
Wait, pause. We're going to rephrase the mindset that you just said. I'm almost
to 5,000.
Okay, I want you to Google 4,900. How many followers you have?
I'm 17 away from my goal for this year.
Okay.
I'm trying to beat that by the end of this year.
We got it. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. I'm going to tell everybody to go follow.
Oh, it's already happening. So as I'm putting out, I can tell you every time I post about somebody else, I get at least 2 new follows.
Hell yeah.
Right. And then they engage though, because I was talking to some other people that own businesses and they buy followers and stuff. So it looks like they have a lot, right?
Oh my God.
And then I was like, but it's people that don't do anything for you. So if I post a burger, they're not going to come buy it from me.
Tell me the point. What did they say? When did you call them out?
Vanity probably, right? Because everyone else has 10,000. Well, I didn't call them out. I just said, we're not doing that.
We're not doing that. Because I want you to everybody that's listening to this, and if you're teetering the line of buying followers, you can listen to me or you don't. I don't really care. But if you do it, it will skew everything you've ever worked for. But also, this is what's really trips me out about our minds. If 5,000 people walked into your restaurant right now, could you service them?
Not at once, no.
Exactly. You would want to. You'd be like, how are we gonna make this work? I'm gonna figure it out. But you can't. Physically, you can't. The quality would suck. The food would probably get cold. Your staff would quit. Everybody would think you were crazy. The people wouldn't wait, right? So why do we think we have to have this vast amount of people following us if we're not
because
serving?
Other people have it.
Yes.
So I think about the phrase comparison is the thief of joy,
Yes.
but I also think the other side of it, not the other side, it's kind of in the same vein, but your success doesn't take away from my success. So I can celebrate your success. Why can't I celebrate you? I had someone, I think I came in second. He came in first for Best Burger in Baton Rouge, for something, right? And I had him on the podcast and someone was like, why did you have him on? Y'all are competitors, and we're also friends.
Yeah.
Right? Why wouldn't I bring him on?
It's fun competition. It's not I hate you.
I was like, we both sell burgers. So what? 1 million other people sell burgers. I don't hate any of them. That doesn't define who I am.
Did your ego get have a little sting that you didn't get first?
At first it did, and then it shifted to how can I win next year? So I did just win another one. I can't say which one, but I just did win one.
But see that honestly, I think that healthy competition. Hell yeah, we're gonna have to shout it out.
I know. Well, in February for sure.
Healthy competition, though, I feel makes you better.
It does. The right way of doing it. I was talking about being petty, right? My way of being petty is being so good at it that you can't take it away from me. Revenge doesn't work.
Yeah, but
right. I'm not going to spend my time doing negative things.
Right.
I'm going to spend my time building the right team. If I didn't win, that means something was off and my team was off. I knew exactly where the problem was. So for the last 6 months, I've spent rebuilding the right team to get my culture back to where it was. If you leave the wrong people in there for too long, you lose it, and you lose it so quickly, and it takes 3 generations to get it back in. Right. So I'm in generation 2 right now. One more generation and you'll never know these bad managers ever existed. And when I say bad, not bad people, they just didn't care.
No.
They didn't care.
They didn't see the vision. They didn't see the mission. They didn't believe in it.
They didn't take the guidance, the support, none of it, right? It was very it doesn't work, kind of very negative. And you're just like, no, it does work, but you have to actually care about this. Yeah. If you don't care, it'll spit you out. There's no way you're going to be successful at anything if you don't care.
Right. You just have to put your blinders on. That's the other thing with social media is people get so caught up in doom scrolling and they comparisons to the joy. It's because you're not focused. What is your end game? What is your end goal? Where are you trying to go? Are you going to get there by doom scrolling? Or are you going to get there by producing content, getting the hell off, putting your blinders on and getting back to work? Which one is it going to be? Because ultimately I used to fall short to it and be like, oh, poor me. Everybody's human. Everybody does that. If you say you don't do that, you're lying. Okay. But I'm like, okay, we're going to snap out of this. We're going to get focused. I'm going to set my goals for 2026. And we're about to I'm my own competition at this point. Like,
Yep.
yes, I have other competitors, but the only way that I get better is continuing to challenge
Beating
myself
yourself every single day, just by a little bit.
Every single time. What am I doing? Doom scrolling doesn't help. Letting other people steal your joy does not help. Letting competition, you want revenge on them, does not help.
No,
How does that get you to the end goal?
It doesn't. It just makes you feel like a crappy human being. And then you spread crappiness to other people.
Yeah.
You're like, wow. Like, I don't want to spread negative. I was talking about how if I really like something, I'll tell somebody I like something. But if I don't like something, I won't tell anybody. I want you to form your own opinion, right? Because if I say this place sucks, if you and I know each other for any length of time, it'll probably affect how you think about it. Like, well, this place sucks.
Yeah.
You're like, dude, no, that's not fair to do to somebody else, right?
Yeah.
So I think about that a lot because you always hear, because I've let other people's voices kind of dictate how I think about things, right? And you're like, why? This place is awesome. Like, why did I think this? Oh, because so-and-so told me this place sucks.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God. So I know how they affected me, and I don't want to affect other people that same way.
Yeah.
Because there's no point. If you don't like it, just don't go back. You know?
Just don't go back.
It's just, but the ones that get the most upset are the ones that really care about you. So I've also kind of figured this out. And they do this the right way. The ones that just blast you on social media, like, they're not the ones that care about you. The ones that are like emailing you this long novel, you know, you're like, oh my God, dude, like, I'm going to make this right. Like, I'm so sorry. Right.
Yeah.
Like, cause they care. Like, you just took away something that they loved, and like, they're worried that they're never going to get it back and that you don't care to make it right.
Yeah.
And then when they know, bro, like, this is what happened. Every time there's a problem, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened that day.
Yeah.
Not the name of the person, but who was working, what happened, right? I'm not going to make any excuses. I'm going to make it right. I'm just going to give you the reasons why.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to make it right.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to tell you how this isn't going to happen again.
Right.
So, and then that usually fixes most problems right there, right? Like, we're going to take ownership of this.
Yeah.
You know, like, post-COVID was the worst time for labor ever.
Oh God, yeah.
And that's when the most people judged you, is like, you don't know how to run a business. I was like, do you know how crappy people were? Like, it was terrible. But I feel like that came from the employers held a lot of power for the longest time, like big corporations, and they took advantage of employees. And then when they had the chance, it swung all the way over here, and the employees were like, well, I have all the power and you have none.
Yeah.
I feel like now we're kind of back in the middle, where I treat you right, you treat me right, we're a good fit, right?
Yeah.
But before, it was like, you owe me everything. You're like, what the frick, dude? Right? And that was like 3 years at least that was going on. And I don't know, honestly, that I don't know where that mindset came from, but it was there, and it was so hard to break, you know? And you're like, I treat you so well, you know? And then the reason why I know I do is because you'll leave and you'll want to come back in 2 months. And you're like, so I tell people now, I was like, are you sure you want to do this? I was like, because if you do, I'm not doing rehires, right?
Good for you.
Because if you don't appreciate what you have now, I don't want you later.
You're not going to appreciate it then either. You're never going to like evolve from this. We're not going to overcome
I don't think you grew that much in 2 months.
2 months.
Right?
No,
Yeah.
no,
like, I
bro.
don't think you really changed it all around.
But then I also have that bad taste. Like, can they actually do it? You know, like, you're always going to second guess. So it's good to just be like, you're good.
I have it's a trust thing for me. Once you break my trust, it's very hard to gain it back because I give you all of it.
Yes.
And we talked about getting hurt a lot. I give you all of the trust, but when you hurt me, it hurts me. Right? Like, I'm going to
And you're
forgive you.
done.
I'm going to move on.
Right.
But I'm not going to forget, and I'm not going to let it happen again, because I'm not an idiot.
Right.
All right. Like, let's be honest. Like, people are really good when they need something. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I promise I'm going to do this. This will never. No. That's not going to happen.
And you work in a different world than like even like the people listening to this. Like, the restaurant industry is hard. Like, you're working with the general public, trying to find employees, all these people. So that's like tough.
It's not easy, but it is. I do love it.
But it's interesting.
I
It keeps
wouldn't-
every day interesting. It's a new day.
That's what I like about it.
Yeah.
It's novel every single day. People change. Even the staff changes from day to day, right? Like, you might have not gotten enough sleep last night, or you might have partied too much, or someone might have broke up with you. And you're like, every day changes. And I think about this a lot, because one day you might be awesome, and then like next week you're just like, what happened? Look, you just fell off. And then like for someone who doesn't understand people very well, they're like what the hell happened? You know, it's like, dude, life happened. But if you believe in this person, you care about this person, you're gonna ask the right questions. So this is how I get a lot of what I want out of people, because most people are afraid to have very difficult conversations.
Yeah.
if you're having a bad day and obviously I look in your face, you're having a terrible day. I'm like, Shelby, are you okay? You go, yeah, I'm fine. Boom. They walk away, right? They're like, well, I asked her if she was good. She said yes, right?
Yeah.
But you got to read past that and then, all right, man, come with me. Let's go. We'll go outside. We'll go in the office. All right, level with me. What's up, right? And they're still not going to tell you. It's probably the third time that I ask that they go, well, you know what? And then they'll start to tell you. And like, all right, now we're peeling back these layers and now I can start to help you. Once again, I guess it's a different version of the emotional tunnel, but once you get it off your chest, you feel better.
Yeah.
Because you keep it all in and then you think you're broken, you're wrong or whatever it is. But when you get to say it out loud, which is why these podcasts are so much fun for me, is because when I get to say it out loud, I feel great. Right?
Feel great. It's
whether
an outlet.
whether I'm right or wrong about it, right? It's still my opinion. Like this is how I feel about things. And what I like about documenting this is I want to see how my style changes over the next year, the next 2 years, 3 years, because the things that I think are the answers now probably won't be the answers next year.
Well, because you're always learning and evolving. And if they were, that means you're not growing and evolving.
That's right.
You're
That
not
means you don't
getting
care
better.
enough. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The thing with it is too, if anybody's listening to this and they're like having trouble getting on like video, like something that you just said,
Yes.
like to watch you evolve over the years. I remember sitting in Vegas. I tell the story a lot. And I think it was like 2022. I went to Vegas to, I forgot the name of the conference, whatever. Patrick, but David was there. I don't know if y'all don't know who that is. Look him up. Investment firm.
Spell
Bet, B-E-T, David, D-A-V-I-D.
Oh, dude, yes. I've seen him on YouTube.
Yeah. So like he was on
Yes.
stage and I don't know what his talk
He
was
talks
about.
really fast. And
I don't know
like,
what
yeah.
his talk about, but this one thing he said was like, okay, I'm going to get over my shit and I'm going to start getting on video. Okay. He said, how much would you give to see a video of your grandparents or your great grandparents of how they did things? We now live in a generation where your children, your grandkids, your great grandkids can now watch you live your life. And so every time I make like a mini doc or the fact that we just did DGML's doc, like it wasn't for the public. It was for my boys to know that I am doing every single thing to chase my dreams scared. I'm going to do all these things and I'm going to show the world that I'm doing it. But ultimately it's for y'all to know that if I'm not here or if I am here, that I was brave enough to do this and I want y'all to be brave enough. Because if I'm like, oh, I want to chase my dream, I'm an entrepreneur, but yet you can't get on video, like you're a hypocrite. That's straight up. Like you got to get over yourself because ultimately if your kids, if your why is as big as leaving a legacy for your children, for your spouse, for the future to come, whatever it is, then you have to get over yourself because ultimately you are the problem and that is it. And so when I literally heard him say that, I was like, okay, I am the problem. And I look back to my first YouTube video and I'm like, we need to delete that shit, but I'm not.
Leave it. Yeah.
I'm not going to delete it.
I think about that all the time. I'm like, oh, I could do so much better now. I was like, nope, I want to see this.
You want to see it because you want to see where you started and you want to see where you go. And then your kiddos are going to be like, my dad was so cool. And now I have like so much content of him to watch and learn from and all these things. And I was just thinking of, as you were talking, I think it would be a really cool series for you too, for like maybe your personal brand aspect of things would be just like storytelling of like your day. So like you talked about Abby, right? So she'll put her phone up and she'll talk about like bad reviews or like customers or whatever. And you could easily be like, every day I go in and it's a different story. And you don't have to say the same story that happened that day. So it's obvious,
Yeah,
but
right.
you could think over the last 20 years that you've been in business. Be like, you never know, especially in the restaurant industry. And this is how I dealt with it. I approached my employee and asked them if they were okay. And a lot of people think that just one time is going to get it, but it's not. And so my method is I bring them to my office and we just have a conversation. Then I peel them back like an onion and then I get to know what's really working for them. And this is actually what they were going through. And now we're stronger for it. And now guess what? That person is either on his way somewhere else and I helped him evolve into the purpose that he was meant to live, or he's now my manager. And like your storytelling. So one, you're attracting the actual employee that you want to hire because they know you care. So you've set that tone.
You're right.
The second thing is you are now a mentor without knowing you're a mentor for other business owners, whether it's a restaurant industry or any industry that it is, that you need to really care about your people. And yes, you might say, oh, how are you saying they're good? They're not really good. You know they're not good. They know they're not good. So what's the next level that you can get? So if you start producing content like that, then that's a slam freaking dunk because now you own a business. Now you're giving back for the content that you have on this podcast. And now you're also teaching. even more of like how to run a business and what you learned over the 20 years. And then you could talk about like, gosh, today was like a shitstorm and this is actually what happened. And like, you could tell them and you're like, I couldn't get anything right. This lady was screaming, this man, blah, 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 the tomato, but it wasn't really about a tomato. It was the fact that like his girlfriend dumped him or he found out she was cheating or he got fired from his job or he just dropped his phone in the toilet. Like whatever it is. It's just like your storytelling. So how are they seeing themselves in your shoes as a business owner, as an employee for you, or as a consumer in your place of business? So that's really as simple as it gets.
You make it sound really simple, but as you're saying it, I'm just like, how am I going to make this work? Like, you're just saying it. Like, it's like the top of your mind. And I'm just like, all right, if I sat down, I would probably overthink it, but
okay, this is what I want you to do.
It, right?
Let's simplify it. Okay, if anybody's listening to this and you want like actual tangible things from this
Help
podcast,
me out. Yeah,
I want you to write down the last 3 to 5. Let's just pick a consumer that you dealt with, right? It's a customer that you dealt with. The last 3 to 5. And if 5 is too many, just do 3. Okay, we're not trying to overwhelm. Or just do 1. Shit, I don't care. Think of a story, and I want you to replay that story, right? And I want you to write the key points down. Then I want you to get on there and I'll be like, let me tell you about my day. I want you to just get your phone. I don't even have mine.
Yeah.
And I want you just to prop it up to something that can hold it. It's a vase, a Yeti cup, a wall. Who cares? Nobody cares about the angle. Nobody cares about the lighting. They just want to hear the story. And I want you to tell the story. Y'all would never guess what I dealt with today. This awesome older couple came in and I was watching them from afar and they were just so freaking cute. And I had to go over there and ask how their day was. And ultimately, guess what, y'all? They were celebrating 60 years of marriage and my heart just burst. And so I brought them dessert. That's the simplest thing. There's nothing bad. There's nothing good. I mean, there is a lot of good, but like nothing significant happened other than you just watched a couple that still love each other and they've been together for 65 years come in and split a burger and you're setting the scene. So like you're literally thinking about everything that you saw and you're just telling the story. You're not thinking about it being 30 seconds. You're not thinking about it being 15. You're not thinking about it being a minute. You're just telling the damn story.
Those are the things I think about actually, like angles and lighting and like time and like
literally
is the hook good enough?
Talk. Yeah. And like that's how you get better at storytelling. So you will suck at first.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But you have to think about the key points of what a consumer cares about. So they want to know that when they went in, it was a great place to go to even sell their, to celebrate their 65 years together. That it was so cute that they split a burger. Like my parents share meals. Like that's so cute to me. And like you're gonna get people in the fields. The whole thing about marketing and social media is it's just marketing 101. Like if you know how to market your business, no whether if it's social media, print, billboard, radio, whatever the crap medium that you're using, it's just marketing. And people want to feel something. So if you're able to produce a feeling in them, then you're going to be golden. And what better way to do that than storytelling? The way I was able to sell out my mastermind in 72 hours and sell out a freaking high ticket DGML was the fact that I said, these are the people that are coming to me. And I'd put like some of it, I'd put their DMs behind my face. And I would say, because it would be like, I'm in the industrial industry. Is DGML a good room for me? They would tell me more about their business. I would do a green screen so my consumer could see that this person is a different array of human in a different industry. And then an oil and gas person signed up right after her because they saw that story and me breaking it down of how and what they would learn. So it's literally the emotion and the way that they can see themselves in your business using your product or service. That's literally it.
Gold all over the place today.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Welcome. So now you're going to go produce. Okay, so now let's recap. You're going, can you tell them a podcast?
I'm going to stand outside, follow my day, and then I'm going to write stories.
Yes.
The storytelling is really where I want to get better at storytelling. I can have a conversation with anybody, but storytelling to me.
Do you fold laundry? Do you
I love
cook?
folding laundry, actually.
Do you cook? Did you hear that question? Did you hear me ask that to you? Do you like to cook at home? Do you like to cook at home though? Or are you burnt out by the time you get home?
I'm not burnt out. I don't get to cook much after all anyway now. I don't cook at the restaurants much anymore. But I still love it. And I still love the food aspect of it. And at home, by the time I get home, my wife has already made food for the family, for the kids and stuff.
So I want you to think about things that you do at your house that are unique to you. That's like a chore that makes you relatable, that makes you a human, right? And I want you to do that while you are telling the story. So for example, I want you to fold the laundry. I do like when people do that. It's like you're like looking at something that's completely unrelated to the story, but you're telling the story anyway. So like you're watching something that doesn't really match the words. And they're staying because they're watching you. So we do that. We do that with a lot of our, like one of our clients is a pediatric dentist. And so we had her fold laundry. We had to go pick her in her garden. We had like all these things.
Those are my favorite videos. Like, yeah.
Because you're watching. And one time I did it and what really triggered it for me was I was making a sandwich. and I was putting Chipotle mayo on it. This was a long time ago because I can't eat bread anymore. But literally, you put Chipotle mayo on it, and people were like, all of my engagement was, why are you putting peanut butter on your bread? And I was like, I'm not in my mind. I was like, what do you mean? Why were they watching me make a sandwich? And I was like, oh, because they need to see. If you're just a talking head, that's boring as hell. It gets
boring. Yeah, they don't care anymore.
Because there's so many talking heads now that they're like, I don't want that. I need interaction. That's why my car video works. That's why me like washing my face works. That's why like I don't know what you do in like your extra fun time, but like think about like that. Maybe it's literally like walking down your driveway, or maybe it's going to check the mail, or maybe it's pulling the garbage cans, or like whatever it is that you do. Maybe you're helping your wife fold laundry.
Everyday task, and you're because
it's making you human. It's making you relatable in a sense that he owns a successful business. He really cooks a really good dang burger, but he also folds laundry. Like how awesome is he? Because that's relatable.
It's well-rounded. Yeah. That's what I like about like showing people like what I do now is I want people to know who I am as a person. And I want you to know the whole thing of who I am as a person. Once again, if you don't like it, you don't like it. You know, like I like it, you know, there's plenty of people that do, but maybe if you don't, dude, I'm cool with that now. I just got to that point where I'm cool with
How old are you?
45 now.
45. How long did it take you to get to that point?
Golly, like 40 years, bro. Like, geez. It wasn't probably until like 15 years ago, I decided that if things aren't fun, I'm not doing them kind of deal. So then that shaped a lot of how I approach things that I say yes to.
Yes.
Because there's a million things right now that I'd rather be doing, not like right now, this instant, but like I want to be with my family, right? I want to do things with my wife. But when you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. So when I say yes to something, it has to, and it has to be something that's going to not like propel me forward, but like as a person,
it just has to. And it doesn't make you bad.
It could be like spiritual, it could be mental, emotional, physical, whatever it is. As long as it's like helping me be a better person, I'm gonna say yes. So if it's a challenge that's gonna make me a better person, then yes, right? Like if it's like, do you want to go get drinks tonight? I'm like, probably not, dude. You know what I mean?
Probably a hard no.
Yeah. But if it's like, do you want to go to this like food festival with me and drink some wine and talk to people? Like, then yes, 100% I'll do that, right? So it all depends on I think about that a lot so Trent and I were in the truck one day and a buddy of ours called, and I brought this up yesterday. I was like, do you remember when you hurt my feelings when you called me a hermit? He's like, dude, I'm so sorry. I was like, dude, I'm not saying that to make you feel bad. But they were like, dude, we haven't seen each other in a while, and like, let's go hang out. And I was like, dude, let's do it. And then Trent said, ever since he had kids, he's been a hermit. And he was just joking, you know? But I was like, you know what? He was right. And it took me like almost in a year to actually do something about it, because I was very intentional about spending time with my kids when they were first born, because you'll never get that time back, right? So the things that I'm doing now, I keep saying I should have balanced it out more, but I don't regret what I did. I spent so much time with my family. I watched them grow up. I spent the time with them, right? And I wouldn't trade that for anything else. But in your head, you're like, I should have done this. I was like, no. I loved what I did. I'd choose it again if I could. But now that they're older and they're into their own things, they have like basketball practice and stuff now. Like now I can start working on the other side of my life, you know? And I was just telling Trent just to fuck with them, you know, like, cause that's what we do. And he's really nice. He's probably not gonna like when I say that, but he was like, dude, I didn't mean to like hurt your feelings. I was like, but I needed to hear that.
But you needed to hear that. And that was the season that you were in. It's not a negative. It's just like who you were. And somebody calls me a hermit, I'm like, thank you.
It was for sure.
You
know, but I can think back and like how happy I was.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm still happy. Don't get me wrong, but now when I'm like doing all of these like extra events and like you know, spending time away from the family and all these things, it's like I should have done this more. And I was like, no, I still have time to do this part of it, right? Because I worked on my business, and then I worked on my family, and now I'm working on my community. Yeah. So this is the season that I'm in right now, and I find that I feel fulfilled now because I have everything I've ever wanted. You know, everything like the business, the house, the cars, the wife, the kids, and now what I want is a better community. I want to help more people, right? Once again, I think about pouring out of a pitcher, right?
Yeah.
You can't pour from an empty pitcher, but your pitcher has to overflow for you to pour. But who's going to fill your pitcher?
Yeah.
These things fill my pitcher, right? When I get to talk about like how I really feel about something, I said it kind of like therapy, right? Like I love
therapy.
This.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm not going to hold anything back, Because if I do, I won't get anything out of it. My sister asked me when I said, like, I think I'm going to start a podcast. She's like, do you really think anyone's going to watch? Right. And I was like, it's not for them. It's for me. Right.
Good
so
for you.
now it turned into it's for me and for my guest. And as long as we get something out of this, I got everything I wanted.
Yeah.
Right. And if it helps somebody else along the way, boom, added bonus. But that's not the point. You know?
Well, a lot of people think with like, again, vanity instead of the one. So if you talk to everyone, you talk to no one.
Oh, yes. Wow.
And so like if you focus on that one person, so like you were like, it's not for them, it's for me. Ultimately, no, it's for your children. And so like for them to always have. So it's just, if you aren't walking in your purpose with intention, and like so we were the opposite, right? So you were home a lot when they were little and now you're like, they're older. And like, I was like a workaholic and I was like, it's fine on like Christmas break or summer, I'll just get a sitter. Now I'm like, Christmas break when my kids are off, I'm not leaving the house.
Yeah.
I'll work on my computer, but like not all day. And I don't want to go anywhere. And if I do, it's because I want to go with them because I feel like I miss so much. But it literally was like an awakening in me like a year and a half ago where it was like, you are now just intentional. Yeah. And it's freedom. I feel freedom because I'm like, I am actually walking with purpose and intention. And I only say yes to things that will E.
We just jumped straight to E.
We literally got to E.
Yeah.
That will either propel my career and get me to where I want to go, or to have these kind of conversations or whatever it is, just to be in a room with a business owner that's like, we're going to pull back all of it. Or B, it's somewhere I want to be.
Yeah.
And they give me energy. And so other than that, doesn't mean I don't love you. It doesn't mean I don't care for you. It's a hard no. And that's the season I'm in. Because I mean, my boys are 6 and 5 and I just feel like they keep growing up so much faster than I like anticipate. And I'm like, can you please stop? So I'm like, my business is fine. I'm successful. I'm not hurt. I'm not losing anything. I have everything that I want. I'm healthy. I have a great marriage. I'm not putting someone else's needs in front of mine that's going to completely drain me.
So now you can help other people. Your picture's full.
My picture is full. That's why the podcast next year, I'm just so freaking pumped. And I'm shooting my shot. I'm not kidding when I tell you, we were talking about this earlier. You were like, when you think about something too long, you talk yourself out of it and you get this weird feeling and anxiety. So I'm pitching myself to really big names. And at first I was like, who am I to pitch these people? Because the gap I gave myself, like a dum-dum in this moment, was I got the contacts I needed and then I waited because I literally had to do mom stuff or like things came up. It wasn't because I was like scared. It was like I literally wanted to be like intentional about the email I sent, right? So from literally yesterday getting the contact to thinking it out, like, okay, I got to really craft this email, get one shot. So I send it. I'm not sending this from my phone. Like I'm going to wait till I have my computer. So then I started feeling stressed and I was like, John, I'm going to have a breakdown. But that stress I thought it was like stress from my business, stress from the holidays, stress. I woke up this morning and I was like, no, you dum-dum. It's because you're literally about to do something so uncomfortable that is so far-fetched that like if you get it, it's like, holy shit. But like if you don't, it's also like, holy shit, I'm proud of you. And when I put 2 and 2 together, I was like, it's really because I gave that gap of like silence.
Yeah.
To like talk myself out of it and tell myself I wasn't good enough to do it. But then when I sent it, it all just was like,
wow.
I was like, wow, that's something we all need to hear.
Yes. A buddy of mine told me this the other day. I can't remember exactly the time frame, but he was like, if you're procrastinating on doing something, put it in your calendar for like 24 hours, right? How are you going to feel like knowing this thing was done? And then when you look back, it's like, oh, wow, I wasn't scared at all. Like I wasn't like, but all of that thing, like you will, dude, I'm very bad about that, but I can at least acknowledge it or realize it now. Before I couldn't. Before it was just like almost debilitating and you just kind of really procrastinated and then you felt bad and then there was a guilt and like, you're like, why didn't I do that? And like I said I was going to do it. And now like you feel like a failure. So you start to live in that land of like, I'm a failure. And then you're like, no, I'm just afraid, you know, because I have to brain dump a lot, right?
Yeah,
I write things down. And when I don't do something for so long, I have to physically write it on a piece of paper. What are you so afraid of?
Ooh,
question mark.
That's good.
By the time I finish writing it down, I'm not afraid anymore. And it's the strangest thing because like taxes, right? Like just filing taxes because it's boring. I know it's going to suck my energy. You know, it's like, it's just tedious. Ugh. And then I don't do it. And then it's like starts to get closer to tax time. You're like, oh my God, well, now I have 2 weeks. Now I have 1 week. Oh my God, now I have 3 days, right? And you're like, what am I so afraid of? And you're like, freaking nothing. And then you just do it and you're like, wow. And then you're like, why didn't I do this so much longer ago? So I felt this way for 3 whole weeks over nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing at all. And it's like random things that happen in my life that take the most energy. I call them open loops now. So I close as many loops as fast as possible now. Because if I don't, they wear you down.
They wear you down and you're like, shit, I got to do that. I forgot how to do that. I feel, oh, why am I putting it off? I always do this. Like I was speaking at an event earlier today and I made people write down, like, if you're actually walking in your God-given purpose, what are you walking into 2026 doing, even though you're scared? And so I literally made them write it down. I make everybody journal and then I surprise them all. I'm like, okay, who wants to share? And everybody looks at me like I have 17 heads, but I'm like, no, this is a safe space. This is how we keep each other accountable. And this precious woman came up and she's like, I remember talking to my mom about, storybooks and like all this stuff. Oh. And she's like, I want to write a children's book. And I said, okay, what date?
Yep.
I said, what date are we putting on the calendar? So everyone in this room can hold you accountable. And she's like, first quarter. I was like, at first I said
more
March.
specific.
And she was like, no, that's not it. And I was like, okay, whatever. And she was like, April 1st. And I was like, all right, April 1st, you'll have the first draft sent out to all these people staring at you in this room. And you will now be a children's author. And like, if you don't write it down, if you don't put a hard date, like you can dream all the hell you want, but if you don't put a date on what you want to do, like anybody that tells me something, I'm like, when's your date? Like what? Same thing about going to the gym. If you don't put it on the calendar, if you don't have it in your calendar, it doesn't get done.
If you look at my calendar, like my workouts aren't like in my calendar, but like I've had this rule for probably the last 15 years, and that's how I get over a lot of the things that I'm afraid to do. If it's in my calendar, I have to do it. If it's not in my calendar, I can still decide whether or not I want to do it. But if I put it in there, I haven't broken this rule in 15 years.
That's legit.
Because I have very few rules that are like completely hard and
non-negotiable,
fast, right?
Yep.
But if you have them, and so the best part about being your own boss is no one tells you what to do. But the worst part about being your own boss is no one tells you what to do, right? So you have to be your own boss and be like, this is when you're going to do this. This is when you're going to turn it in. So when I say things out loud, it's an accountability tool.
That's why you should start saying it out loud on social media. And then the world is keeping your ass accountable.
I say it out loud on these podcasts too. So in real life, I'm like a people pleaser by nature, and not like the kind where like you get walked over, but I love to make people happy. So I will never disappoint somebody. So I'll disappoint myself before I disappoint anybody else.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like, if I say it out loud, I don't want them to think anything less of me. They're not. I know they're not. They're just like, well, cool.
What's going to hold you accountable?
Exactly. So when I say it out loud, I'm going to do it. So a buddy of mine challenged me the other day because I was like, man, I've always wanted to like sit in silence for like 30 minutes and just stare at the wall because it would probably drive me insane. But I know I need to, right? It's like a form of meditation, right? And I've always wanted to do it. And I've been thinking about doing it for so long, but I haven't done it. He was like, all right, pull your calendar out. I was like, ooh.
Have you done it?
I did 15 minutes on Monday because next Monday is when I put it in for 30 minutes. So I did 15 last Monday to ease myself in. It was okay. My brain races a lot.
Did you have an anxiety attack?
No.
I feel like I would.
No, but I here's the craziest thing. I started having like a greater appreciation for like the things around my house. Like the Christmas tree was in that room, right? So I was just looking at ornaments and like I was like trying to focus back on like a single ornament because I have done this exercise before, but it's only for like 2 minutes. So if I really have to focus before a big task, I have a little doll, like a little, not a doll, it's like a stuffed animal that's like this big. It's made out of like knit or something. Like my kids had it when they were a baby. So it's in my office. And if I have to really focus on something and like my brain's going everywhere, I set my phone. I wonder if it's still on here right now. 5 minutes is what I have it set for right now. But I use tools like this a lot to make sure that I'm, like I have time blindness, like 2 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. I don't know what that is, but I stare at an eyeball and then I just stare at it. And as your brain and your eyes drift, you bring it back. And then you drift, you bring it back. And then if you do that for long enough, your vision narrows down and then you start to focus more and then bam, I'm knocking out tasks, right? So I tried to adopt that to that whole wall staring thing. It's really Christmas tree staring. So I was like an ornament, right? And it's just my brain would drift and I would think about other things. No, go back to this ornament. It was a round ball with like a spiral, like red and silver thing, like just a round ornament, right? And then I started to feel grateful for all the things that I had. And then I texted my wife. I was like, thank you so much for putting the Christmas tree up. Like until that moment, I never truly appreciated it.
Yeah.
She took the time, her and the kids like put ornaments up, like Oh, and it was, so I can't wait to do the 30 now. But the 30 is going to be a true wall stare. It's going to be like a white blank wall. I'm just going to sit there and I'm not going to move. And I'm going to see what happens. And I don't know what's going to happen.
Well, you're going to have to let me know what happens.
I'm kind of nervous.
I would be nervous.
You know?
Just because I feel like there's so much, which is sad.
That you should be doing, that I could be doing, right?
Which is very sad to think, but like my brain doesn't stay still.
No, it doesn't.
And like I think that everybody needs to do that because either they like, because it's easy to go scroll on social media for 30 minutes.
It's so easy.
And like
I'll
you're
lose
like,
an
shit,
hour
it's
of my
already been
life.
30
Yeah.
minutes. What do you mean I have to be done? Like, so if you would tell me to scroll 30 minutes on social media, it'll feel like 5 minutes. You stare at a wall, that feels like 7
An
hours.
eternity. 15 minutes felt like an hour.
I might take a nap.
So it was, but I'm ready to do it. But I needed my buddy to push me, you know? So he wants to be an influencer and not the type of like, this is what I'm eating today, but like help people kind of influencing, right? And
is he doing it?
I'm forcing him to.
Yeah, I'm like, what's stopping him?
I'm going to challenge him.
He should start on when the day you start staring at a wall, he should start posting on his Instagram.
I told him I made it easy for him. So I was like, we'll start at the farmer's market, right? We're going to talk to the people that we already know. We're going to help them out the same way that I kind of started, helping people, giving them content. And you're going to get out there. You're going to talk to them. It's just going to be a normal conversation. You're not going to say anything different than you would normally say.
Just be normal.
Yep.
People
And
just freak out. They have their camera voices.
Yeah.
Hey guys, what's up? And like sometimes I catch myself, I'm like, you sound like an idiot. You've been doing this for 4.5 years. Calm down. Like just be like, what's up, guys? Like that's your voice. Like what is happening? But it's so funny because you'll hear somebody be like, hey, and like that's not how you sound.
Not at all. Like that's the in our industry, we're like, it's our server voice, you know? Like, and you're like, you don't sound like that at all. Like we'll like poke fun at each other, you know? Cause like you can hear it. You're like, so fake.
But I'm so proud of people that just do it. So I don't tell them anything. I'm like, good job. You did great, sweetie. You sound great.
Yes.
Once we get about a year into it, I'll be like, you got to lose that
Now
voice.
we can be 1% better now.
Now we're going to like talk normal. Like we're on the phone with your best friend. That's all social media is. Just act like you're talking to your best friend on the phone. Like seriously.
I don't know if people want to hear that.
Okay, maybe not.
It's
But okay, I want you to visualize this. Okay, maybe not the words that you tell them because that's your deep, dark secrets and not everybody needs to hear that. It's more so like you're calming your voice or like if you're excited when you're storytelling, like act like you're telling someone you like, know, and love versus basically yourself staring at yourself talking to strangers on the internet, you know?
I've seen so many different ways of starting to like be on camera, like take your phone out, record yourself every single day. Don't watch it, right?
Oh, I don't watch anything that I post.
know?
I just go, oop, just take the wheel. Even now. Because even now, I still critique myself. I mean, like she can attest. A lot of my employees can attest. I'll send them stuff like, I sound like a dum-dum. I'm cringe. They're like, Shelby, post the dang video.
I say that every day. I'm like, oh my God, this is so bad. So now I have an editor cut these all down. So by the time it gets sent to me, it's already on YouTube. And then I'm like, I'll still watch it because I'm like, dude, I got to make sure but it's never as bad as you think it is.
And honestly, too, when the longer you do it, my girl that edits for me, I'm like, everything's good. Everything goes, unless she hears me. She listens to it for like a long pause or if I'm like, hey, Mal, like cut this. Otherwise, I'm like, it's fair game. Like, I'm just to the point now, especially when I interview people, unless they're super nervous and I'm like, oh, you could just start that statement over. Normally, it just flows. I'm like, go out, push it out. It's normal convos.
My first maybe 3 podcasts were very heavily edited. You can't tell because like different angles, it's so easy to cut back and forth. So you would never know, but I know. And ever since then, it's one long continuous take and I don't care anymore. Like the more I do something, the less I care. So there's a buddy of mine. Alex Dines Out. She's like a new influencer, I guess. And she's very extrovert and I'm very not, but I love food and drink. And she just loves to just run in and ambush people. And Jeff follows us around with the camera. So it kind of all works out really well.
Yeah.
You know? But it's oh God, like I always look at it and I'm like, how do you do that? But you just do it. And then we were at the Renaissance Festival and like we were like sitting there like talking about what we were eating. I was like, you know what? The more we do this, the less I care. Like I don't care who's looking at me right now. I don't care who's watching, you know, because like, A, I'm not doing anything wrong. but like you always assume everyone's watching. You're like,
Nobody cares.
Yeah, I'm the main character of everyone's story. I was like, no, dude, like they're probably worried about other things, like way bigger things in their life.
That's honestly the best challenge that you can have is go film yourself in a crowded room. Like when I went into Costco with a freaking camera.
Oh, dude, how was that?
It was great. I literally dressed up in my kid's construction outfit and we just put the camera in the basket and rolled right through and stood on an aisle. Whole Foods was harder because Whole Foods, you have nowhere to hide. Like the girl, my camera girl was in the basket filming me as I pushed the basket and I could see people. But if I'm locked into her, I could give two shits. But now I'm like, now I can film anywhere. So like if you can get past that where you already in public and people know or what you're doing and they look at you or they honestly, a lot of people didn't even flinch.
They're not even worried about you.
It's so normal now. But like she didn't have just a knife. Like she had one of these, just like when y'all get followed around. But like it's still like I still got nervous at first, but now I'm like, girl, we went Belk, we did Costco, we did the Chick-fil-A drive-through, we did Whole Foods was probably the worst because it's so much smaller. But now I can literally just if they pull out a camera now, I just spit it out. I'm like, I'd rather just get it over with.
I can look into the lens now when I used to not be able to.
That's a big step,
right? It used to be so scary, and now that it's exposure therapy, the more it happens, the more you get used to it, the more normal it is, and I do still fumble over my words. I'm like, but I don't care anymore.
It's normal.
It's
the thing
matter.
when people realize if you are a business owner or you're selling something, if you don't utilize these platforms to just talk about your business, they're not going to know who you are. And it's so oversaturated. So if you're doing just talking heads or you're doing just the normal content or posting just food or whatever it is, you will fall into the noise of every competitor that you have. So now how do we think outside the box? When I was like, I have other ideas that they think are crazy, but I think I'm going to talk them into it one day. So when it actually comes out, I'll be like, that's what I was talking about. Yeah. But like me going into Costco, they were like, what? I'm like, well, I love Costco and everybody knows how much I love Costco. And then I was like, what if I dress up in my kids' uniform? Like their like construction outfit. Someone legit thought I worked there. She asked me where the chlorine pods were. I was like, ma'am.
Did you bring her to it?
I was like, we don't know where it is, but we can help you. And then she went on about her business. But like, it's just like, it's out of the box things that's going to make them watch. Like, what is Shelby talking about now? Like, what is going on? Why is she pushing a buggy? Why is she wearing a mini hard hat? Why is she wearing a construction outfit in Costco? It's just like, how are you thinking outside the box? Like, how are you standing outside of your restaurant acting like you're not the owner and asking them how they feel about this place? Or like, if you brought the camera raw back into the kitchen, if you haven't been, I don't know, like if you haven't been in there in like months and people are like, what the hell is he doing back here? But you're like, I'm about to make these orders. And like the camera is like on you and it's like, you're like, shit, I haven't done this in so long. Where is everything? But you're showing people that it's something interesting for them to watch. So it's literally entertainment and experience marketing that you're integrating now into social media. And if you don't do it, then you don't have a business.
I already have a plan for that. So we're doing in Baton Rouge, I just put in the calendar today, 2 Justin Bieber themed days because my staff loves Justin Bieber.
I love that for you.
So one on his birthday, I think it's March 1st. And I only knew that because
the fact that you know that, continue. Because
my team told me. So I put it in the calendar. Yeah. And then another one's in January, I forget what day. But the goal of that was for them, they're going to dress up, they're going to wear wigs, we're going to play the music. It's going to be the whole thing because I want my team to have fun at work. So you tell me what you want to do. Right. And then I'm going to bring Jeff and he's going to follow me. And then I'm going to be just a normal day, like a Justin Bieber day, you know?
You should do some performances. I've been watching. Wait, hear me out. Okay.
I'm about to. I got to, please elaborate.
I keep telling everybody about this, but Ryan Sarahan, whatever, however you say his name, he's the New York brokerage. You got to watch it on Netflix anyway. It's called Owning Manhattan, right? And they're known for like their elaborate, I mean, he's a multi-billionaire because he has a brokerage. It's like selling crazy properties, but his agents think outside of the box when it comes to marketing, right? So they had this townhouse, I think it had like 1 bedroom, but it was like 3 floors and it's like $7 million. It's absolutely insane.
Wow.
But the way they market is always outside the box, right? And so they put an entire Broadway show from top to bottom. And it was a storytelling of what you could do on each floor and why it was appealing with the 1 bedroom for $7 million. Come on, make it make sense, right? And so then it got exposure. It was in every single taxi cab. So their name is now on every single taxi cab because they thought outside of the box for their marketing that this 1 bedroom townhouse that's $7 million like doesn't make sense, but make it make sense. And they took the marketing and literally made it make sense. And now everybody's talking about how awesome and how outside the box they thought. So what if you did like this performance for
baby
social
steps, Shelby,
media,
baby steps,
and you sang a Justin Bieber song? Like I would pay to watch that. I'm not kidding.
If I could carry a tune I did a DNA test and it said that I do not have what it takes to sing.
You don't have to. Just say like, this is my shower voice.
I don't even sing in the shower.
Do you sing in your car with the music all the way up?
No.
Okay, we got to pick another Justin Bieber then. In your company, like what? If someone told me to sing, I'd be like, hell yeah.
See? So much respect for people that can do that.
I can't sing, but I do sing. There's a difference.
Well, I think you probably can sing if you do sing. I just watched
I'm gonna send you a video.
An 8-year-old girl. It was at our Thanksgiving at my wife's parents' house. An 8-year-old girl got up and gave an actual like a performance, and like she just belted that thing out. I was like, oh my God, like I just respected this little girl so much because I was like internally I was like, oh my God, I could never do that. Like,
you could. My mini doc for DGML, I literally started singing like lyrics to Taylor Swift song that all of my girls are obsessed with. So I had my phone. I was literally reading the lyrics, singing it, and it sounded like a broken record. But it was like, this is like who I am in real life though. So it's like whether it sounds good or not, like it's
still real though.
This is real. So I just think like it's memorable experience marketing and how are you standing out? So like how is your marketing team thinking outside of the box that's gonna make, I'm going to our moms. Like I'm going there no matter what. Like I just want to go there for the experience. Even if you're not doing a Justin Bieber theme every freaking day, it's like the burgers are unique, the salads are unique. It's a great atmosphere, the beer's on tap. Like whatever it is that you have that's unique, that's not necessarily different from other restaurants and your competitors, but the experience that they have is what's different. The personality that you've built, why they should be in there, and the mission that you've built and the values and all the staff that's there. So that's the reason why. And if people can understand that, that's marketing. That's how you're going to get people to sit and buy from you versus your competitor.
You just made me think of something. Marketing it isn't saying 1,000 things one time. It's saying one thing 1,000 times. And I'm not bored with what we do, but we've been doing it for so long. To me, there's no like, it's not new. It's not unique. It's not different. But for someone who's never had it before, I never think from their perspective, right? I think from mine, like, what are we going to do that's new and unique? And I'm like, because you can't think of anything anymore. You're like, it's the same old burger that we cook every single day, right? But if you've never had one.
Have you seen Judy on Instagram yet?
Judy
My Pancakes?
Yes.
Okay, she says the same thing every single time. She does a different video to
I'm
catch
Judy,
your
I have
attention.
pancake.
I have pancake. Like come eat breakfast or whatever. But like literally every single time. We even acted out some of it where I literally laid on the ground. I literally tagged her to try to get her attention, but she's too big now.
Yeah.
But her marketing is genius, but she says the same tagline every time. I guarantee if you ask her, she's like, I'm sick of saying this tagline. She might not be, but I don't know. I think she's hilarious. But that is what people need to hear. And I hear it all the time, especially with our clients. They're like, Shelby, we were saying this already. We already talked about this. No shit.
But dude, do you know how many times you have to post something for someone to see it?
It's now like 52 times.
52 times for someone to
7.
see it. Wow, that's insane.
It's insane of how much
52 times for someone to see it one time.
For them to see it, register it, buy from you. Where it used to be 7 touch points, like it literally was just like 7 times, whatever, and they're gonna buy from you. They love you, they're loyalty, whatever. But like, no. You're living in a fast-paced world. People want instant gratification. You have 0.00000 seconds to grab their attention. So what are you doing that's different? If you're just showing your food, cool.
Boring. I realized that a long time ago. Yep.
You should just carry around your burger and do Judy.
I thought about doing that actually.
And just give her credit. You give her credit. And guess what? She shares your stuff.
I was like, I'm JP, I have burger. Yeah.
She sells pancakes. You sell burgers.
I'm gonna get the freaking glasses. What? Oh wow. When I watch this back,
and then you literally invite her over and say, you cook the pancakes, I'll cook the burgers, or I'll come to you. Or what you say is, me and my team will fly to you and we would love to interview you. We're in the restaurant industry and I think that your knowledge would help the people that we give content back to.
You've got great ideas.
I know.
Wow.
I'm kidding. I'm not kidding at all.
Yeah, you really, wow.
It like just comes to me and it's great.
Oh, I love it.
But I think that would be so good for you because you're giving back to her. You're literally giving your platform to her. So like, think about how much it could change for you too. So like, it's just the strategy of how to get known bigger and better and faster and in more like, I don't know if your goal is to put like an Our Mom somewhere else, but like if you wanted to get in the world in her orbit right now, she's very popular. I mean, I'm not saying like she'll see it.
Yeah.
But there's so many.
You gotta shoot
your shot. Because what's the worst that can happen? No?
Say no, ghost me.
So like you load up, you take out 1 camera or 2, you take your mics, you get on an airplane, you go. She says yes, you say okay.
Right now.
I'm like going to LA. I literally wanted this one girl. She sold Primal Kitchen. and she just developed whey protein drink. Ooh. And I found her only because of the whey protein drink. Cause I'm like, I need to drink more, eat more protein. But now you just did I think it's either 8 grams or 10 grams of protein in a drink. So I was like, hey, we have this conference coming up. I pitched her for DGML. She sent us samples. And I was like, I would love to interview you on the podcast, but I love in person. I was like, do you think you can get to Louisiana? I didn't know where she was. She was like, no, I'm in LA. And I was like, cool. I was like, well, I don't mind flying to you. She's like, if you fly to me, I'll fill your entire roster that day.
Ooh.
With all women-owned brands or like just brand building women that whatever.
Just because you reached out.
Just because I reached out.
I love that.
And I'm going February. I think it's like
you should.
February
I was about to
10th.
say, if you didn't, wow.
So I'm going to interview her. And I want the brains behind, I mean, she's younger than me. I think she's like 28. And like Primal Kitchen sold for like lots of zeros.
Yes.
And I'm like, how did you come up with that concept? Like, what made you, like, how did you develop that brand? And I want to know, I want to have conversations with people that built brands that last, not brands just to get seen or heard in that moment and just for virality and trending and that. I want to know what your long-term goal is. I want to know how you got there. I want to see the nitty gritty and hear about how you ugly girl cried on the bathroom floor. I want to know about the nose you got. I remember like watching Jamie Kern Lima on stage talk about her journey of like getting told no. And she went and sat in a man's office and an investor. And she developed makeup. She owned It's Cosmetics that just sold for like $1 billion to L'Oreal. She was the first CEO, woman CEO L'Oreal had. She was on stage where I was, and she said she walked into this conference room to ask for an investor, and he looked at her and he was like, you just don't fit the part, basically telling her she's too chubby, like she doesn't have the look, right? So QVC gave her a shot. I'm butchering this story, but I'm going to tell it anyway. QVC finally gave her a shot and it didn't go well, and then all of a sudden it worked. And it went viral crazy. She developed her brand. And when L'Oreal bought her, that man called her.
Oh, wow.
And she's like, I had a Pretty Woman moment. That was like, big mistake, big. She was like, I wanted to say that. But like, I was just like, thank you. Like, she told this story on stage. And I'm like, those are the stories that people that look up to those type of people need to hear. Because it looks like you have everything made. It looks like, you know, I look up to you. I see this brand you built. You are very successful. But I want to hear about that first part.
Those are my favorite stories. And I know like even now, I get to talk to a lot of business owners and like you can't, it's so hard to talk to someone who doesn't own their own business sometimes because they can't relate.
Nope.
Right. But when you talk to a business owner who is successful, but then they get to tell you all the things that they did wrong and all the problems they're currently having. Because if you talk to someone who doesn't get it, they're like, oh, boo-hoo you, right? You know what I mean? Like, you're like, oh, it must be so hard.
Must be nice.
Yeah,
you got lucky.
Yeah. My sister will tell you, she asked me one year, she's like, what's the worst thing that someone could tell you? It was like, that must be nice, right?
And yes, it is. It is nice.
But do you know when it wasn't nice? It was a lot more times when it wasn't nice than when it was nice. You know, even when it is nice, it's not that nice.
Yeah.
But when it is nice, it was pretty great.
Well, what I say, there was a trend that went, I think it was like a couple months ago for Instagram or TikTok, I don't remember. And it was like, when your kids are told it must be nice because daddy does da-da-da-da-da or whatever. And it like, the trend went back at, it must be nice. The things you didn't see. And it was like the late nights, the nose, the we didn't know if we were going to make payroll, the like, da-da-da-da-da. Like, it's like, it's easy for you to say that. But then there was another trend that was like, well, my mom had the same 24 hours as yours. So like.
Oh yeah, I've seen that one.
Well, I did it and I didn't know it was literally going to pop off. It's still going viral. And like, there's so many women that are out there, like, some of them you get the negative because when you do go viral, but at the same time, others are like, God, you're so right. We have the same time frame. So what am I actually going to make
inspiring.
of it? It is very inspiring.
You know? Wow.
Now I just take that feedback like, you're so lucky. It must be nice. I'm like, it is. It is. I've worked my ass off to get here. So thank you.
I stopped caring about that. So that's not my trigger anymore. Because it's like, you don't see all of the stuff, right? But now, we were talking earlier about like, you know, like what you want to leave for your kids and stuff. And like, I think about that a lot, which is why when I started doing these podcasts, like I'll make them watch them. I don't make them watch them. Like, sit down and watch my podcast. I was like, hey, you want to watch my podcast? Sometimes they'll say yes. And then sometimes they'll say no. And at the very beginning when they were, I'm like, we don't want to watch your podcast. And they're only 6 and 3. So it's not like they're like.
I thought the way you were talking just now, I thought they were old.
I treat them like they are.
You're like, they're in their own sports and like they do their own thing. I was like, God, his kids must be older. Wait, did I miss something?
No, I treat them as
our kids are like the same age.
I treat them like adults.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to do for you. This is also another idea. Write it down. Think about it. You're going to put your kids in this and you're going to interview them. Have you done that yet?
I have actually. No, I haven't posted it yet.
You don't have to. It's for you. And like, I did it for the boys. And like, it was so funny how I like compiled it all. They were like, we're the Clement boys. And I never released it because I think it's the coolest thing. When they walk in my office, they put my headphones on, they see my mic, and I'm like, you know what? Just go to town. And I'm like, I'm going to love this. And I want to interview them. I don't put them on the internet anymore.
Yeah, I don't do it I just don't, but I feel I don't want to do it. I don't want to put my kids on the internet, but I do record them. This is my hobby. I love doing this, right?
Well,
so I do it at home. I do it on vacations. I do it everywhere.
You do it for you.
And my kids now, like we went to Teddy Bear Tea. So I make videos of them, like hype reels that no one will ever see, right? They talk to camera. I get them to do like blackout transitions with their hands, like
that's so
if
sweet.
we go to like Sky Zone or something, like I was like, I'll walk them through how each shot should be so we can put the edit together. So my daughter, she'll like record things on the iPad, and then she'll like, hey guys, we're making something the other day. And I was like, she sounded so natural because she just didn't care. She was like, we're making like this like Lego thing. And I was like, what the frick, dude? Why do you sound better than me?
Well, it's because this is what I was going to tell you earlier. Because I've literally it's a light bulb moment that happened for me recently. Because I see my kids, and like Willie is my second, and he'll just like go get dressed. And it's like army suit, headband, and walk out with confidence, bro. And I'm like, where did we lose the confidence? Like if we could all channel our inner child confidence, because we didn't know anything else. And we were very confident. And watching my boys, I'm like, you want to wear that army suit?
Do it.
You look great. You're going to go into Whole Foods and we're going to be like, yes, I am dressed and I dress myself. And I think it's like the cutest thing because they're only little for so long. Then you get screwed up in the head. Who's going to care? Nobody cares.
Everyone's going to be like, dude, your daughter's so cute. And I'm
so the next time you question what you do, maybe not you because you're getting better.
Put a tutu on and like, yeah.
But anybody listening, be like, channel your inner child that was so confident. Like, what would my child do right now? If I put a camera in front of them or had told them to advertise for my business, would they be like, heck yeah? Because my kids would be like, so my mom does, I don't know, marketing. Yeah. Like, I don't even know what they know. Like, I've asked them. But like they would do it without hesitation because they love it. They think it's so fun. So where did we lose that along the way?
I don't know. Probably the first time someone like made fun of me. Probably.
Exactly. That's what it was. We got to stop caring.
We got to stop making fun of people.
It's easier said than done.
Like maybe we stop making fun of people. Like maybe the world would be a little bit better.
Better place.
Yeah. But she'll make the videos and she'll be like, it's okay, daddy will edit it. And I'm like, frick, I have to edit another project?
How about you edit it?
Yeah. But they're learning they're just, so like stocks and stuff, like they see the charts on my computer and like, so I'm not teaching them anything. I'm exposing them to things, right? So things that like I didn't really get a chance to be exposed to. Like I talk to my kids like they're adults, right? I talk the exact same way to you that I would to them.
Yep.
And it's never been any different. I've never... Well, when they were babies, like, oh, little baby, but like as soon as we could talk and have conversations, we don't do that.
Like stop talking like a baby. We talk like a big kid.
You. Yeah, I do not baby you because that's not who you are, man. But I tell them when I'm afraid too, which is awesome. They're like, Daddy, were you scared? I was like, yeah, I was scared.
That's awesome.
When I have to speak in front of people or something, I still crush it. Like talked in front of an entrepreneur class at LSU last week, and like I like super last minute, so I didn't even have time to prep second guess or anything, right? So they asked that morning, it was that afternoon. I was like, dude, yes, we're doing this, right? And we got home, and my kid's like, were you scared? I was like, dude, yeah, I was scared. I was like, but I killed it. The look on the kids' faces and blah blah blah. And then I ran into one of the students at an event later, and I was like, dude, level with me. How bad was it? And like, dude, it was awesome. Like, you killed it. I was like, whoa. Like, we learned so much from you. And I was like, but in your head, like your heart's beating, like
you're sweating.
I'm like, oh
places
God.
You don't
like,
sweat. And then you're like, shit.
Oh my God.
Everybody's staring at me.
And it was the complete opposite. You're just sharing what you know. If I didn't know what I was talking about, then I'd probably feel like different. A fraud. Yeah.
Next time you get asked to go speak, who's the oldest?
Joan.
The girl? I would bring her.
So she has come with me on when I interview people at the farmer's market. So I hang out with a good bit of like food influencers now. So I bring them along. So do you know Eat the Boot? The Eat the Boot podcast?
Maybe.
Those boys,
no.
I bring my kids around them, right?
Good.
So they talk to an adult like they would talk to anybody else, right? Like they've got that confidence, like they don't know any different.
Yeah.
And I
meant like to talk, like to see you talk in front of a room.
Ooh.
Because I brought him. So I had this really great opportunity last June to speak to 700 women in California.
That's awesome.
So I literally put my mother on a plane with my 2 children, and I wanted them in the audience. And then
I want you to see what daddy and mommy do. Well,
yes. And I want you to see me fumble, and I want you to see me nervous, and I want you to like see me also have all these people looking up to me, and this is it's exciting. And you could see him in the back standing on a chair looking over everybody. It was like the coolest thing ever because I could see him. And then for like DGML, I was like, John, it's really important that they come at the end of my event. And Willie's like, I'm so excited, Mom. I want to come on stage with you, but I want to wear my Sonic suit. And I'm like, you wear your Sonic suit. And I literally told Emily that works for me, I was like, I need you to put Sonic on so he can run down the middle of the aisle. And he had his full headpiece and his whole blue suit, and he ran down the aisle. Well, the first time they came down the aisle with roses, and it was beautiful, and I cried, and it was that moment. But then at the end I was like, all right, buddy, it's your time to shine. And it's just like building their confidence is so important. So I love that you bring them along. And I think I wish people would see that more. It's not that you're exposing your children to social media. You're exposing your children to entrepreneurship, life, vulnerability, working really hard to get what you want, and that anything is achievable if you actually put in the time and effort, and like teaching them that young because they watch everything that you do.
That's why I do it now. If I waited till later, they've already formed habits. They've already probably formed like, oh God, like probably negative things. You're like, oh my God, I can't do this. The
or
words
they don't
I
want
can't
to
does not exist in my household.
Yeah.
I think because they always want to say, I can't do it. Yes, you can. I was like, I'm not going to help you. Like sounding out words, right? And I was like, if you stumble long enough, I'll help you out. But I'm not going to read this to you.
Yeah.
And I just love just watching them grow because I already know how I want them to be when I get older. My parents have always been this way, but their job has always been to make me better than them. And that's how I've always thought about my kids before I even had them was they're supposed to be better than me. And all the things that make me, all the things I've had to overcome, they're going to learn that at a very young age so they can overcome their own stuff when they get older. They can only just grow from there.
Yeah.
And I think about that a lot. And the courage part of things, I tell them all the time, it's okay to be scared. I'm scared all the time, but I still do it.
Be scared.
So courage is overcoming that fear. And when they see that daddy does it, mommy does it, they know that that's just a feeling and that you just do it anyway.
Yeah.
And more often than not, they're just so happy. I'm happy. I'm like, dude, you freaking did it, dude. I love it. So. Oh, dang.
He said time's up.
Well, no, it's not really up. He was just like, we have 30 minutes left on his memory card. But yeah, I've had a really good time talking to you today. Like I didn't even realize we've been talking for 2 hours.
2 hours. This would be good stuff.
That's insane.
Good content.
I know. So, yes. So I'll tell you this. I was nervous to post it on. So when I originally started doing this, I said that I was going to make podcasts and I was going to post them, but I didn't say where I was going to post them. So I only post them on YouTube. Most recently, I've started posting on Instagram and Facebook and stuff. So it is about to start getting out there. So I use AI to cut these up anyway into little snippets, and I don't truly watch them. The snippets part before I see it, right? It's not like I'm selecting clips. So I'm like, oh my God, did it choose a good clip? But now I'm just like, just put it out there. Who cares at this point? I have probably close to 600 little snippets right now.
Why don't you just schedule them out and let them go?
Oh, I am. It's happening now. Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Good.
But I don't want to just like flood it all at once. I'm like, it's like, a little bit at a time. But I have so much that I just don't care anymore. You
should just blast them all on TikTok because that is like a volume game.
That I'm so glad you said that because once I get to 5,000 on Instagram, my shift
I did
is
read that. I did read that you said that somewhere, or you said that.
I did say that.
You said it on something recently on your social media. How else would I have heard that?
I have no idea, but I've been saying this. So I say things out loud once again for accountability.
Maybe I dreamt it.
This is what I'm going to do. Well, I asked my staff.
Because I did hear you, like I know you said something about 5,000 and then you'll move to TikTok. And I was like, I wonder why I said that. But like, I knew that before you said it earlier.
I've completely neglected TikTok. Like 100%, which is why I'm better at AI than most at this point because I missed the boat on TikTok and I said the next thing that came out, I was going to learn everything about it, which happened to be AI. So thank God I did that one, right? Yeah. But for TikTok, now I'm going back to it because I asked my staff the other day, I was like, so, like, what do you think of our Instagram? Just kind of, they're like, it's not really my vibe, but my dad really loves it. And I'm like, oh, frick. So now you're like, all right, so I'm not reaching the right people, or not the right people.
You're just not reaching all of them.
Yeah. So I asked, what do y'all use? And I'm like, TikTok. And I was like, that's the one platform that I don't use. I don't care about it, but I have to focus on one thing at a time. So right now it's that 5,000, because I'm all about hitting goals, right? And then the goal after that is going to be 10, right? But before that, there's going to be a TikTok goal. And then how I do that, I don't know. Because TikTok, it used to be just for fun and entertainment, but now I'm starting to see more things like you would see on Instagram, like more like, not self-help stuff, but like more normal people things, like day in the life type of videos.
Like washing your face and get ready with me.
Yes. And now I'm like, well, maybe now I can start posting these on there, but I want to use the restaurants page, but I don't want to turn the restaurants page into a podcast page, even though.
Just build your own personal brand.
Which is the scary part right now, because I just made my own personal Instagram public. And because before I'm very private. Like I've never been that person to like post my own stuff. Like when people say, oh my God, I saw your kids are so cute. It's like, how'd you see my kids? I'm like, oh, my wife posts. And then she tags me, right? So they see it through there. But to me, I was like, I'd never posted anything, right? And now I know, once again, I need to be the face of this business. Mm-hmm. If people don't see this face and they don't know what I stand for, they're just going to think we're just another restaurant that doesn't care about people. That
flips some burgers.
Yeah. But when they get to know me or they get to talk to me, they're like, oh my God, you really care. And I'm like, of course we care. Why would we do this if we didn't care?
Yeah.
But they don't know. Oh,
but
God.
they're about to know.
They are. Yeah. And it's starting to, when you were talking about like, oh, dude, recruitment is getting better too. Because whenever people apply and you have conversations with them, they want to know that they're joining a company that cares about them, that's doing the right thing, that has values. And the last two managers that I hired, I'm pretty sure it probably works with like hourly staff too, but the two managers we hired, like, we stalked you. Like, this is why we know we want to work here. And I was like, oh my God, this is working, right? But I never thought about it from the recruitment side. I just thought about giving free content to people because I could.
Yeah.
And then it started being like, well, I get to get things off my chest and I feel better, right? And then now you don't realize how far this goes just by getting out of your comfort zone. That, I say it's that easy, but it's not that easy.
It is that easy. You just have to get out of your own way. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be perfect.
It gets easier every day.
And it doesn't, like, if you're listening to this or watching this, like, it doesn't have to be a full setup. Like, I just don't want people to, like, when people think about social media or producing content, they think it has to be highly produced, and it doesn't. And a lot of my stuff is like in my car, and it's like, I tried to buy this like mount thing and it didn't really work out. So it sits in my cup holder and it shoots up this way.
That was like probably the worst angle ever. But like, dude,
but I'm like, you know what?
I've never once thought that about it.
It's getting my point across, and I don't care. Like, I truly just am like, I don't care. It's going out. And so, like, if that's the one thing, like, obviously if you have a brand and you have standards to uphold, cool, like, put a cover photo if you want. But like, my page is just me. Yeah, I don't do thumbnails. I don't do any of those things. I just want to get it out there right now. And I think you think you're on the right track. So I definitely think that you should be on TikTok. I am. You're going to do it. I mean, you're about to hit, you're literally probably at 5,000 followers right now as we talk. Like, you know what I mean? You're probably there. So we can just go ahead and start posting. I'm like in the teens away right now. Yeah, but so then that means you're there. So let's go ahead and just start posting on TikTok. That's what I think. Like, we're already there. Yeah. What is the best way to post, like to schedule on TikTok? Is there like, is it metrical? What is it? Like, what's we use Metricool, or some of our girls, it just depends on the high volume. So like our clients, if we post for them on TikTok, majority of the time, if they're a TikTok client of ours, we're probably manually posting because they're paying for that high volume package. Because ultimately, if you're not giving us the volume to produce for you, you're really just going to get lost in the noise, because it is a high volume game over there. And it is more humanized in relatability. Because you get penalized for posting like multiple times. Like I feel like for YouTube, for sure, I think it's like 15 because I've tested it. I would just blast them out like the shorts on there. And like the first 15 get so many, and then you get like zeros. You know, like, all right, maybe that's in a day. Cutoff. Is that what you're saying? Well, you could just start doing that on TikTok and just blast it out. Like when my TikTok truly grew, when I first cared about it, because I can't, there's too many platforms. I don't have time. There's so many. There's somebody that produces my content in-house. And that's the one thing that's like, I can do it, but time is money. And so like,
Just because you can doesn't mean you need
should.
to.
And so when I first started TikTok and when I actually blew my TikTok up from like 0 to 3,000, I was like, this is so fun. It was like 10 times a day I was posting. And I was like, I'm tired. I don't want to do this shit.
You hear that everywhere. Like Alex Hormozy's a big guy for it, right? He was like, when he first started, you know, like he was like posting like once a day, and then he was like talking to his mentor, and he was like, dude, I don't know why it's not picking up traction. He's like, I posted 5 times before you posted your first one. Like, so you're only posting 1 time a day. Like I'm posting like 20 times a day.
Yeah. He also pays his people. I saw him the same time I saw Patrick Bet
Really?
David. And he pays his people at that time $40K a month to produce content a month.
Mm-hmm.
But now they got like high production. Like they put out content like.
They're a machine now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're like. But I always like look at their content. Like she's in there doing her makeup and there's a camera. Like they're driving. There's a
talking
camera.
about his wife, Layla?
Yeah. And then there's Cody Sanchez that's in a car.
Dude, she's another good one for me now. Yeah.
You just follow like Gary Vee. Literally, if I cursed like a sailor like Gary Vee did online, literally I'd be like, F, because he literally just put out a reel that was like, F the lighting, F the camera, just show up. Like it was like so aggressive. I sent it to my team. I was like, if I spoke like this, because like when I say the same thing, it doesn't come across that way apparently. So I'm like, well, just everybody listen to him, you know, just like listen to him. But it's the same thing. Like cut the crap. It's just excuses. You're like, well, I don't have a fancy camera. I don't have the lights. I don't have the right words, whatever. Nobody cares.
It's the quality of your content.
No one cares. Just give the content and be the authority in your industry. And that is what they care about. That's it. Be interesting, do storytelling, be relatable, and be a damn human. That's literally what it boils down to be. Because people overthink it.
It's practice. I got to practice everything every day. So as I watch these, I go, this is how I can be better. And it's not about my setup. It's not about my lighting. I stop caring about that on purpose. Because if I focus on that, it takes away from like how I interact with people. It takes away from like, because I wasn't this vulnerable at the beginning, you know, like you just kind of.
Because there was a shield of what people would think.
And then now I'm like, bro, it's already out there. The first time I said something vulnerable, I was like,
well,
oh, it's out there now.
Well,
like now everybody knows. Now everybody knows.
Yeah.
And if they don't know, they can find it.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
And then ever since then, it was liberating. You know?
I was just like, I'm
Uh-huh.
a loose cannon.
Yeah. So like now you get to know who I really am. And I'm very cool with that. You know? But Jeff keeps standing over there, so.
I'll come over there when there's 15 minutes. I give you a heads up because I know how much you talk, and if I don't give you a heads up and tell you,
I do talk a lot. I do
we're
talk
gonna be
a lot.
screwed because then we
That is hilarious.
So.
I do talk a lot. I'm a yapper.
It's okay.
You know? But I guess we'll wrap it up. I appreciate you coming down so much. You know how much I learned from you today?
Wow, thanks.
Uh-huh.
Thanks.
Well, and not just the lessons, but the challenges.
And the challenges.
It might take a little bit. December's pretty
shouldn't.
full right now.
It shouldn't take anything. You just live your life.
But I'm going to do the thing where I interview people outside.
We'll say the New Year's great for that. Enjoy the family, enjoy the holiday. And January was the first Monday of January.
So the reason I say that is because at the beginning of December, I've already crushed all my goals for this year already. So I've already hit them. I want to see how much further I can go now.
Okay, well then tomorrow go stand in front of your restaurant and then
Dude,
pull out
I'm
a
so,
camera.
like my calendar is so full because every time I get a chance and then someone says something, I look through the calendar and I find an empty slot and I say, how about this time? Because I'm trying to be more quick about putting things in the calendar, because if I give you time, you'll talk yourself out of it too. So if you say you're coming on a podcast and I go, all right, dude, when? Right? And then we put it in there, but I have to be quick with my calendar. So it's so full right now, but I'm almost enjoying. I was telling somebody today about it. Like I was telling a table. Yeah, it's weird that I just have conversations with tables like this, but I think that's why most people, they enjoy coming to the restaurant, because like we just talk, we have these conversations at your table, right? Whatever I'm thinking is what I'm going to tell you about.
Yeah.
If you jog my memory about something, we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I don't really, once again, it's how I've always been with guests or like with people in general, just in front of this camera. All of a sudden you're like, well, maybe I should like sit up straight. I'm like, I don't even care. I've been slouching this whole time. I'm comfortable. I'm having a good time. You know, like I thought about like posture for like a while, like at the very beginning. And I was like, I'm comfortable. Like this is how I would normally sit and talk to anybody anyway. So like, why do I care? Like, you know, fat rolls and everything. I was like, I don't give a shit. You know?
We don't. Normally I'm in a sweatsuit. You're lucky I had to speak today. Just was like, I came how I am. It came.
Yeah. So I don't get dressed up for these. It's just normal conversations with people.
Good. Well, it's great. This is great.
Because if I overthought it,
You wouldn't do
probably
it.
wouldn't happen. Yeah. So just show up, get it done, put it out there. If it helps somebody, it helps somebody.
Yeah.
So
Well, thanks for having me.
Dude, I loved it. we're going to do this again, because I feel like we didn't even scratch the surface of like a lot of topics.
Yeah, anytime you let me know and I'll be here.
You tell me, like, we'll do it for sure. We'll schedule something in January or February, whenever
Okay.
you're, coming back from LA or something.
Yeah.
Because I want to hear all about that. Because the reason why I liked your content so much, now that we're just wrapping this up, but you're doing it, right? You don't just talk about it, you're doing it, right? And to me, I find that, I don't want to use the word inspiring too much, but like, I need inspiration,
Yeah.
right? Like, I'm wrapped up in a lot of the same things that I'm doing. I have this like vision of where I need to be, but I also want to be more. But if you're not exposed to it, you'll never know it exists.
Yeah.
So when you see other people doing it, you're like, why can't I do it?
Why can't I?
But if you don't see it, you're like, well, I can never be that person, and you're like, I can, and
But
I
you
will.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So this is why it takes so long, because I can't wrap up a podcast.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I get it. I like to talk too. It's fine.
Dude, it's fun, right?
This was great, though. I loved getting to know you,
Mm-hmm.
meeting you, and being on the podcast and just shooting the shit. Because ultimately, sometimes people don't open up, and I'm like, let's just talk.
Yeah. The podcasts that I hate are the ones where it feels like you have a question list in your head.
Oh, I never, ever, ever even come prepared.
Never. I just want, if you ask me a question, I have to think about it first. So sometimes I might get quiet. I'm like, right. But I'm never prepared. Like it's scripted, right? I don't do well with the script. I'm terrible. I sound like a robot. Like I have no emotions.
Yeah, I'm not a script person either. Jesus takes the wheel every time. Because I'm
Every
like,
single time.
I'm not prepared for this, but here we go. However,
But I can talk.
But however it comes out, it comes out.
I know I can talk, and I know I have things to say, and I can do it.
Well, that's how you know you're walking in your real, true, God-given purpose, is when you can just like, it comes out.
Yeah, ask me anything. Like I love a good hard question.
I love it.
Well,
I can't wait to see what's in the future for you. I can't wait to watch your videos of you outside of your restaurant asking people how they think. I think that's going to do really well.
It's
and then
gonna be
your
cool.
Judy videos.
I'm going to bring him.
That's me fun.
Yeah, he's going to have to film it. Because I thought about like setting up a camera too, and be like, like just tell me what the best part of your day is, like those types of videos. Because I've been seeing those a lot too.
Yeah, you could just make a sign. Do you need a hug today?
Yeah.
Or like Forrest Frank did one where he had like the headphones and they made him sit down to like listen to his music, and they never knew it was Forrest Frank.
Yes, and then
it was Forrest Frank, and then Forrest Frank was actually sitting across from him. Like, it's just really cool when you see things like that. So I think if you incorporate that cool marketing, it'd be different.
I know.
So maybe start doing that before we air this, because I just gave a bunch of people ideas.
It's probably going to air like tomorrow.
So
We're fast.
I love that for you. And me, actually. I love the content.
Yeah.
So just give me all of it. That's why she's here.
Oh, you got to.
Because you're going to have a recap reel tonight, and it's going to be like of us doing this. 100%.
Oh, dude, hell yeah.
Because this is what I say about content too. Like, if you are working with even an agency, and like you hire someone to do an event, or you hire someone to follow you around, and you hire whatever, if you are not producing content in that moment within the 24 hours, it's irrelevant.
It doesn't. So I used to happen this way, where I would shoot something, and then I would take a week to edit, and then by then it's irrelevant.
Nobody gives a shit.
It's over.
Literally nobody cares.
So right now we'll send this off after this, and then it's usually posted within 12 hours, 24 hours at the most. So I did one yesterday at 9 a.m. and by 3 p.m. it was already on YouTube. I did one yesterday at 4, ended at 7, and this morning it was already posted. So it just has to go. It just has to get out there.
It has to, because if not, I mean, I like to batch create. So like we'll do like a whole day of like recording, and so we know at least like you get me for one whole day, and we just like my guests come in, and then we know like this is this Wednesday, because mine air every Wednesday, and so like that's what we're doing for LA. Anytime I go, like if someone says yes to me, we going. Like I'm like, we're getting on an airplane, we're going, and I want to see who else in that area is gonna let me interview them, and I'm gonna knock those out too, and hopefully I can just fill my entire like year or roster or whatever. But I love to batch create too, and I love to like edit. I mean like record it, done. Same thing with like DGML. That's what we learned about like that's how like the hype stays up, is like they want to be there next year, which I mean, this is what they said this year, because we're not doing it again, but like next year, if they see the recap, and my girls knew the time frame was that day it happened, it needs to be up that next morning.
Yeah.
And then the next day happens, and then it's up the next morning. And then like obviously the only thing that took a while was obviously a mini doc, which turned into a longer doc. So it was really actually a documentary.
Yeah.
But obviously that takes longer. But like anything else, it has to be up immediately. Immediately. So yeah.
Speed is everything.
Which is a good thing and a bad thing.
I like the pressure.
Sometimes I do. Sometimes I'm like, no, I'm good.
I like it. Because if I didn't have it, I'd get bored.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, we'll have something up literally probably. I don't even know. Honestly, it probably won't even take her long to edit it.
Dude, perfect. All right. I can't wait to see this.
She probably will do it on the car ride home. And then we'll just like tag.
Dude.
Cross collab. We'll get you your 5,000. We'll get you your 5K.
Oh,
quick.
wow. What if I get my 5,000 from this? I probably will, actually.
It's got to be interesting. I'm kidding. They all love it. Give somebody a burger. Let's do a gift. Like give away a burger. A choice. Do you know is yours gluten free?
No.
Or soy free?
Like the actual patty itself is, but not the bun.
Well, clearly.
Yeah.
But do you have a gluten free bun? Or do I have to eat just the patty?
It's just the patty.
What about the French fries? Are they gluten free?
Yes. Like,
Are they in the same fryer as any fried things you do?
yes.
Okay, then I can't.
So
have it.
yeah, no, that's why
No, it's fine. My
gluten-free.
husband, I mean, my whole family come. My child, Henry, can eat like 2 burgers in a sitting and then ask me an hour later, can I have another burger? So like it's for everyone. It's because I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's and I holistically treat it. So I don't do gluten, soy, dairy, sugar. Dairy, sugar for the most part, but gluten and soy for sure. So every time I go out to eat, I know. So basically just say, can I just have some protein, please? That's it. And I'll just be like, I'm coming in to get a patty. Like, don't give me no veggie. I don't want a veggie. I just want a patty and some meat. Maybe some potatoes.
some cheese, some eggs on there, some bacon
Just
maybe.
give me something that ain't lettuce.
Mm-hmm.
People are like, do you want lettuce? And I was like, no,
no,
I'm good.
don't.
I ate lettuce
Yeah.
for so long. It did nothing for my life. I'm like, don't give me steak, potatoes. Give me some real shit. That's what I want to eat.
That's all I want to eat. So I do mostly carnivore now because if I keep my protein high enough, my brain feels good. I have like mental clarity. It's not even the carbs that do it for me. It's the sugar, the processed food, the sugars.
God, yeah. If people would just cut that out because they're like, oh, I'm getting fat. Like, Shelby, how do you eat steak and potatoes and rice? Because like your whole life you're told like, be careful with it, especially as a woman. So I can't say for both of us, but especially as a woman, like carbs and blah, blah, blah and all that. And now I'm like, give it to me because if you're eating real food and you cut the processed bullshit,
It's that, yeah.
you're actually going to get lean and you're going to eat what you were supposed to eat. Like what happens is you're eating the gluten-free stuff, the sugar-free stuff, the organic stuff that's all been processed to stay how it is, which ultimately is gaining weight because they put the preservatives in there to keep it going and like the chemicals. So just get the real stuff. I always tell people stay on the outskirts of the grocery store and you'll be solid.
I just go to the butcher and I get like a big thing of meat and I'll chop it up myself, vacuum seal it, and then that's just what I eat all throughout the week.
Love it for you.
Okay. I don't want to make it sound like I always do this because I'm in 80-20 right now because at the beginning of the year, I lost a bunch of weight because I did carnivore for 3 months straight. And I was like, dude, crushed it, right? Because I'm very hyper-focused when I want something. But then I was like, I don't want to say no to donuts with my kids on Sunday. You know?
You can't.
Yeah.
You only live once.
Yes.
And your kids want donuts, we get donuts.
Yes. If they say we want it, then we're going to get it. But they say like Monday through Friday, like that, they
That's
already
a
know daddy's
hard no.
carnivore throughout the
Yeah.
week. And then on the weekends, I get to blow it a little bit. But once sugar creeps in and processed foods, my cravings and the cravings, I can't control them. And I have willpower, but when it comes to once sugar comes in, I feel like I don't have any control over it, and it's the crappiest feeling, right? Because like throughout this is what I do all day, you know, and then all of a sudden I can't control whether or not I eat a freaking Twinkie or something. We don't keep Twinkies in the house, but I used to.
It's
love
like
them.
me with a Diet Coke. It's literally like a cigarette.
Yeah, I'm trying to cut out I switched to allulose recently because I was using Splenda, but then I realized it still spikes your insulin, and I was like, and it still makes you crave, even though it's 0 calorie. And I was like, damn it, you can't have anything in this world anymore, you know?
If you're gonna do it, just go for the real shit. Just get the real sugar if you want it. Just eat it.
Yeah, I still put it in there.
If you want it, just do real. That's what I tell people. And then just eat it and don't feel guilty.
That's the part where the guilt is what gets me more than anything else. I create the guilt. It's like
you are the problem.
Yeah.
You are the problem.
No one else is making me feel guilty.
You can be the
I
solution.
can fix it. Yeah. But
just
I
eat
know
the damn
this.
cookie. Eat the donut. Your kids are going to remember. My kids go every Sunday. I can't eat it. I smell it because I want it. I would eat it if I could eat it. But they go. John brings them. It's like a family tradition because my father-in-law used to do it. Before he passed away, they would go get donuts and John's carrying the tradition on and they love it. And so I'm like, eat the damn donut. Eat the donut.
It's not the donut. It's the time together.
You can work it off or not, whatever.
Yeah, whatever. Like, I mean, I'm just kind of
it's fine.
Leave it. It's fine. Like I said, I don't even care anymore. What's it going to do? Make fun of me? Like, psh, come on now. I'm over that. You know?
Well,
All right, we'll wrap it up. Like, geez.
This is the 4th wrap up.
I was
guys.
like, how many times can I say thank you for coming in?
Thanks for having me, and that's a wrap until next time. Catch you later.
I got to push the mic away, or else it's not going to happen.
Bye. Thank
Yeah,
you.
see ya.
See you later.
Dude, thank you for coming. This was awesome.
Absolutely. Thanks for
Oh, man, I
having
had so much
me.
fun talking to you.
Absolutely. We have to take a picture. Kayla, will you take our
I'm
pic?
so terrible at taking pictures afterwards, too.
You have to.
I love when someone suggests it, but I always forget.